What is happening, fellas? We are back. We are going to be tackling some Dynasty decisions teams. Yesterday, we broke down, or was it yesterday or Wednesday? Wednesday, we broke down a couple best ball drafts, puppy drafts, whatnot. We'll probably be doing that at some point this weekend as well, for those of you guys that want to draft some underdog teams with us. But we do have a bunch of teams, trade questions in the queue over on flockfantasy.com. So we are going to work through those and get through those trade questions out to you guys, especially for those of you guys who are maybe having a draft coming up or whatever the case. I know it's a big draft weekend for a lot of people.
I mean, we have our draft coming up tomorrow. Again, no spoilers in that, but hopefully, if you guys haven't already, go watch how that draft order was determined. Let's just say the FSC boys had quite a time on that field, and what I was wearing wasn't the most breathable thing I could have picked.
Yeah, no, Danny picking some polyester shit. So everyone had to see how much Danny could sweat. That was the challenge. Yeah. Let's see how much Danny could sweat in one day. And we will do that because it was 105 degrees outside in Texas, and we have Canadian ass blood, so we could not handle that shit.
Between that and I had a hernia belt on because we were ripping. Like I had to fucking like uncork that thing to drench the sweat out, basically. Not really, but in spirit.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, so let's get through the questions. We're going to go through the super messages, trade questions, the shorter stuff first, and then we will go through the team reviews. Usalik 80 sent a flea flicker team review, so we're not going to cover that one. We'll give you that one once the stream is done. We'll send that to you privately. But any other team reviews that are on, Sleeper and Yahoo and ESPN and those sites that we actually support in the My Teams feature, we will break those down for you. So Bane 007 says, this is for Scott.
Shout out
6+ hours of streaming Friday night. We appreciate you. Nathan and Avery are okay too.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, Bane.
I don't know what this is in reference to be honest. I was on the phone with my fiance when this must have taken place.
This is for Scott.
This is for Scott. Who's Scott?
It was 6 days ago.
Okay, so I have no idea what's going on here. I think this is 100% supposed to be for the domain guys. It says Nathan and Avery are okay too. I think this is supposed to be for the domain. So well,
yeah,
Bane, I'll buy Avery a drink or something to pay him back that $4.25.
Dude, with half price drinks on Sunday, I might buy him one as well.
Yeah, facts. All right, next question we got here is a Dynasty 2 quarterback question. Patrick Mahomes for Trevor Lawrence, Quinshon Judkins, and an early to mid second.
Not enough for Mahomes.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough for Mahomes. We did just make the adjustment I did in my rankings. You guys can see there. I moved Quinshon Judkins all the way back up to RB13. I had previously moved him down into the mid to late teens, early. I think it was actually like 18 or 19 where I had him. I still want some more information before I get him back up into the top 10 where I had him at one point. But yeah, this is not enough for Pat Mahomes ultimately. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're on the same page there. We'll get back to Ewan's team, but we'll go through this trade question from Barner28. He would be trading away the rookie 103 and 104 in a 2 quarterback league. So presumably we're talking in most leagues, that's Travis Hunter. And well, I mean, for us, it's Omar and Tet, but I would say in most leagues, it's probably Travis and Tet.
If it's like, I would take Travis and Tet or Omar and Tet, to be honest. I love Bijan, but at the same time, I'm getting 2 players that, I mean, whether it's Omar, you're betting on a guy that could be a top 3 to 5 running back. It's like, yeah, Bijan is already that, but at the same time, if you can insulate yourself and get added on top, a Tet McMillan, who could very well be a top 8 to 12 wide receiver this time next year. Or, I mean, if you're lucky too, maybe a Travis Hunter, a guy that I already have ranked in that range that, I mean, if he goes out there and explodes next year as a rookie, like where are we talking about Travis Hunter in terms of a value ceiling?
I still want Robinson here. I still want Robinson. Not at all. I mean, you guys can see even in Superflex leagues, I have him 8th overall. I love Hunter and McMillan. You're getting 2 top 12 dynasty wide receivers for me.
It's a running back and it's picks, dude.
That's fine.
103 and 104 for a running back. It's like there's no running back in fantasy I would take over that.
Yeah, no, I don't blame anybody for taking this side, and I'll give him this side as the winner. But I personally would like to make it known that I would take Bijan, especially again. I'll just briefly look at your team here, Barner. Any type of competitive window situation is when I'm keeping Bijan. Like to me, you're in a competitive window. And
the receivers, I would do this 100% time.
Yeah, I mean, you are reshifting some of your assets, and you're still really, really solid at running back after this move. So I do get it. I do get it for sure. Like this would make your team an absolute kind of beast. You'd be able to have Hunter and Hampton or Hunter and McMillan on your team going forward. Again, I get it for sure. I think it's 60% of the time I would probably take Bijan Robinson in this package, but in your situation, that 40% kind of plays in that you have the weakness at wide receiver there.
I'll be honest, 100% of the time I take the package.
Yes, we know you love Hunter. 103 and ESPN PPR start 7. What strategy? So this is more of a redraft question here. What strategy should I use in rounds 1 to 5?
So let's address it right off the bat. Start 7 ESPN. You need to be drafting at least one onesie on that turn. In a start 7 ESPN league, dude, you're gonna get so many good wide receivers falling back to you in that format.
Absolutely.
Like if you can get a Bowers, obviously that's a cherry on top. But even a McBride, or if you want to go with one of the quarterbacks, I think that's a must in that type of format. Because like I said, you can trust getting a Pickens, getting a Hunter, guys like that are just buried down the board.
Yeah, I personally would love to start my draft with, let's say, Gibbs or Bijan at 103. And then in the second round, it's I don't know if it's a 12-man league. He didn't specify, but if it is a 12-man league, you're probably looking at maybe like a McConkey or something falls back to you at wide receiver. If not, like you said, maybe it's a Bowers, maybe it's a McBride. I personally have McBride over Bowers anyway, so I'd be cool going with that. I wouldn't be opposed to starting your draft Bijan, McBride, Lamar Jackson. And then knowing that you're going to get running back and wide receiver late, especially this is also too, if this is an 8 or a 10 team league, especially, I would be willing to do that.
So I guess my counter for that, again, the difference is you do have the running backs at 2 and 3. I obviously have CD Lamb at 102 right now. The reason being, I think specifically in this type of format, my ideal, my optimal, I hit the nuts, I hit a straight flush on the board would be if I can start out with CD Lamb in the first, get a Chase Brown in the second, and then get whichever tight end falls to me in the third. Like that's how I would play
or even the quarterback in the third would make some sense there. Again, especially 8 to 10 man leagues, start 7, you do want to prioritize those onesies a little bit more. You also want to I start 7 also makes me want to prioritize running back a little bit more too, because you can start far less wide receivers, which is why I definitely would go with Bijan or Gibbs. But
it's more so the opportunity bundle for me, because if I know inherently I can get Chase Brown in the second or the third round, if I can get my anchor at the top of wide receivers, like opportunity bundle wise, I would rather CD Lamb and Chase Brown to Bijan and any of the receivers that could possibly be there. Personally.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Bijan and Ladd personally would be my preference. But let's check out the chat really quick. We do got some fellas in here. We got a guy calling us late here. Sup, dudes? What's going on, Scribble? What's up, Cole? What's going on, Jay Metal? We also have a guy again. What's going on? Just watched the Flock video. Going to be a great year. Yes, Cats took over is referring to our Flock League draft order that was decided yesterday in the 105-degree Texas sunlight. Go check that out. You guys can see where we're picking. We will not spoil that for you here. Bro, rate my Dynasty team. BMAC. Shout out to BMAC. The boys, much love from Whitby, Ontario. Shout out to Petunia35. Hey, Petunia, if you've ever been to the spa in Whitby, Ontario, please let me know if it's any good, because I do want to check that one out, because I'm a big spa guy. Me and Maria love going to spas. Best way to spend a Friday being here? Yes, sir. Let's go fantasy football. Yes, sir. Love from Chicago. You know what, guy? I did enjoy your beautiful city. I will say, so far of every U.S. city I've been to, Chicago was absolutely my favorite. I loved the river running through the city and the just the general vibe. The food was excellent. It was a great place to be for sure. And Maria's poetry event went super, super well. And I think the city kind of contributed to that, because it was very artsy kind of vibe for her. So I really loved Chicago. It reminded me of, like, I still prefer Montreal, but it did remind me a little bit of Montreal, like the vibe that you get there.
Obviously, Bush likes spas.
Yeah, of course I like spas. I'm Unk, dude. Yeah. Judkins bags to the moon. Yeah, dude, I will not lie to you. When Danny and Mason called me on the phone, we were coming back from doing the draft order thing, and Mason calls me. He's like, "Did you see the Judkins news?" And I'm like, "No, what happened?" And then they're like, they dropped all charges. Prosecutors dropped all charges on Judkins. I was gassed up, dude, because I have 30% Quinshon Judkins in underdog drafts, and I have him in like some high ticket contests too. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm tethered at the hip to this dude, and I didn't like that. I thought it was dead. I thought I was screwed for a little bit there, and then the bags are kind of undertaken out of the casket now.
2 nights ago, I had an underdog draft where I got sniped the pick before on Judkins, and it was at pick 189.
Yeah, dude. Like, I drafted a Great Dane in Chicago, where I auto drafted 4 of my first 5 picks because Maria called me. She was lost. She needed my help with something. So it auto drafted me 4 straight running backs based on my rankings, because I got good value on Derrick Henry, good value.
Oh my God, I remember that team.
Right? Yeah, good value on, I think it was Breece Hall, Alvin Kamara, and Kyron Williams, I think were the 4 running backs that had auto drafted me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go hyper fragile here, because I got 4 running backs. They're all going to get volume. But then Quinshon fell to me at like the 170th pick or something like that. And I'm like, okay, well, in that case, as a 5th running back in a team where you don't really need to spend another pick there, I felt great about it. And now knowing that he actually might be back on the field, let's say week 6 or something and beyond, feel good about that. Apparently Travis not going to play in preseason game 2. Bummer. Yeah, I mean, it's a precaution, but it also might have been a good thing that he got, like, precautions are being taken for a rookie player.
Let's just say that's going to be a big target in the flock league.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's good, Tom.
Yeah, we do have the jelly in here. One of the devs just walked in looking for some jelly.
By the way, my favorite part of that draft order video is when all the devs are posted up with their arms crossed and they all have sunglasses and Tom still has his normal glasses on.
Yeah, they all look super tough. And then Tom's like, I need to see, though. So, like, I need to see. So I need to be able to see. I have astigmatism.
Yeah, appreciate you, Tom.
Is your redraft guide able to be customized towards custom league settings? Not at the moment, but the devs are working on it so that our redraft rankings, like the expert rankings, will be able to. So if you guys are in start 8 leagues or half PPR leagues or 8-man leagues or whatever, it'll, like, 8-man leagues, it would bump up the onesies and so on and so forth. So we don't have that available in our draft guide. Like, for those of you guys that have our draft guide, it is a large, manifesto Google Sheet data thing. I can definitely look into potentially asking if Jonathan's in the chat here. I can ask him how difficult that would be to set up. But it doesn't. I can't promise you guys that I would have that in time. Basically, the rankings are based on half PPR and full PPR 12-man leagues, and you can kind of just maybe make your own adjustments from that point. Like in 8-man leagues, you just push the onesies up and so on and so forth. So
also, am I misreading this question? Like, I have Johnson ranked higher, and you're getting a free second.
Yeah. Let's get back to the questions here. We got Jackson Dart being given away for Caleb Johnson, and an early to mid second. You guys can see, even I'm not even super high on Caleb Johnson, and I have him over Jackson Dart there. So I mean, maybe this is like the hype of the throw that Jackson Dart made in the preseason. I mean, if you can sell him based on that, I think that's a great move. Insulate yourself in a guy that was basically same tier in rookie drafts, like Caleb Johnson, Jackson Dart, same tier in rookie drafts, and I think a lot of people would have even maybe preferred Caleb Johnson, like we just said. So this trade, Amari Hampton, Jaden Reed, and an early to mid projected first for Malik Neighbors. I don't think this is enough, but it would get me interested. I would pick up the phone and be like, okay, let's see if we can work around this.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, the way I would go approaching it is if they really want to. I mean, actually, you're receiving Malik Neighbors, so we'll take Malik Neighbors. If you were selling Malik Neighbors, like, would you probably need Jaden Reed to be like an early to mid 2027 one?
I don't think I would need that much. If it was a random 27-1, I would probably accept this. Yeah.
So,
I love Reed. I would rather the liquidity of an extra first.
So what, like a mid to late one, would that get you accepting the offer? Like if it was a 2027 mid to late one?
I think if I was trying to reposition some assets into wide receiver or into running back, if I was the Malik Neighbors manager, then I would be tempted by it, because Hampton, you're getting a top 5 dynasty running back. You're getting the installation of the pick value. It would be an intriguing offer, and I think I would maybe accept it if I could afford to lose Neighbors on my team. But in this case, I mean, he's getting Neighbors. Yeah. So I mean, Neighbors. If you can get Neighbors,
start 9 league.
Yeah, this is an excellent move if you can get Neighbors for this. And our Colette would gives us a $25 chat on the dono on the trade question here. So we really appreciate that. Nico Collins is being given up here in this case for the 107 in rookie drafts. So presumably Igbuka most likely, or Henderson or Ward, worst case.
Or Loveland if there's no tight end premium actually.
It's no tight end premium. Right. So we're talking Igbuka, Trevion, or it's a 1 quarterback league actually. So it is possible. That changes my answer. It is possible that is Loveland or Warren, but not on a tight end premium. Or if somebody is all the way back in on Judkins, you can maybe make the argument that Judkins is back up there. If that's Henderson or Igbuka, though, that's a great return, I think, or a better return at least for Collins.
Essentially, I mean, like, the thing is like in a 1 quarterback, it's tough because you can't get as excited about the 2026 early to mid 1.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, the whole allure of that class and having an early to mid 1 is like, oh, like, what if Lenore Sellers takes a step? Garrett Nussbaum, like, there's like projected 4 or 5 quarterbacks that could potentially get first round buzz. So in a 1 quarterback league, I do have to devalue that early to mid 1 a good amount more. Let's take a look at his
he sent us a nice super. So I want
100%.
to take a look here. That was that's the guy he's getting it from. So he did say he wanted to compete, and I will say, you are 8th on the calculator here, so just be careful. Just be careful about trying to compete in that situation and getting Mike Evans, presumably. Like,
it's a very shallow league, by the way.
It is a very shallow league. If you are able to get Igbuka, and it's Igbuka an early to mid projected 1 next year, and Mike Evans for Nico Collins, I think I would be willing to take something like that, knowing that at 111 you'll probably also get an opportunity maybe to draft like a Caleb Johnson or an RJ Harvey, or maybe Judkins even slides to that point. So I feel pretty good about the trade, assuming you feel confident that you can get Igbokwe or Henderson. But if you feel like you're looking at Colson Loveland or Tyler Warren or Judkins or whoever else, I think this might be a smidge too low for Nico.
Yeah. I'll be honest, unless I know for certain that I can get a Henderson or an Igbokwe, I'm just not making this move until I know it's available at that 107 pretty much. That's how I view it.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a move you have to make now. If your rookie draft hasn't happened yet, it's something you'd be like, yo, I would be interested in this deal depending on what's there at the 107. So let's wait until the draft and let's see what's there, because I feel hesitant in giving Nico until I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Like, say that to him.
Yeah. Let's say for now, we're going to keep Nico here. If he would give you something like a little bit more, like, because the other thing too is, like we just said, I don't know if you're necessarily in a place that you can compete right away. And getting Mike Evans, you're pigeonholed into competing immediately. Like, you have to compete immediately.
Also, shout out, I believe Avery drafting. Obviously Avery drafting next to you two has me dying. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be quite hectic. You guys will see exactly where next to us will be in that draft order video if you haven't already. But let's just say it's gonna be quite hectic because our similarities and rankings at that spots are pretty apparent.
Yeah, this is a close discussion in this next.
You got a compliment.
Bush, excellent work in the draft order video. Thank you. My aim, I won't spoil too much. My aim was not to embarrass myself. So I will feel good that I didn't embarrass myself. In fact, I did pretty decent in all the events.
I felt good in 2 of the 3, but as you know, in the one of them, it wasn't.
You scuffed it.
It wasn't great.
Okay. No tight end premium. And keep in mind, my rankings that you guys can see on the screen are done on the basis of like a half tight end premium.
This is the question. It's, do you want the Cowboy or do you want the Michigan Wolverine?
Yeah. Well, in a non-tight end premium, I do think this becomes a lot closer of a discussion.
I still take Loveland, though.
Let me just double check really quick. Like, let's see what the situation he's in right now. So this is the team that would be giving up Pickens,
but getting Loveland.
He has Kincaid and Likely. I would feel fine with Kincaid and Likely as my tight ends, to be honest with you. And I do understand why this team would be going after Pickens, because he's a little weaker at wide receiver. So
give me Loveland.
What team is Max's, I guess, would be the question. He'd be receiving Loveland. So he's the team that thinks that he's not good enough at tight end with Kincaid and Likely in that situation. I personally would prefer Loveland slightly, but I just, given the state of your tight end core, I don't think you need to trade for a tight end. But given the value you're getting here, I do think it's fine to go trade for Loveland.
Yeah, I just have Loveland ranked higher. Again, I love Pickens, but at the same time, taking the 21-year-old tight end that could finish, number 3. Like realistically, if he has a good rookie season, he could be the tight end 3 in Dynasty.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, he absolutely could.
Dude, Pickens can have 1,200 yards. Like, how high of a ceiling can he have in the market? Like, wide receiver, like where Higgins is going, wide receiver 13, wide receiver 14 area.
Yeah, no, literally, so it's possible.
So, like, would you rather? I guess the question is, if you're in a Dynasty startup, would you take T. Higgins or Trey McBride? Like, if they both hit, theoretically, in a ceiling case scenario. It'd be McBride for me.
Yeah, I would take McBride. You're right. Yeah, you're right about that. Also, a quick thing here. If you guys want to get your team reviewed, if you want to get a trade question answered, if you want to get a start sit question, super message in, you can go ahead and hit that link in the chat there. A lot of you guys probably have trade question vouchers after the season pass has launched. Reminder that if you guys are new around here, you don't know what I'm talking about. The season pass, August through January, all fantasy football season, you will be covered our draft guide, 2 of us, Domain's draft guide, Land's draft guide, Mason's draft guide. That'll cover you through the drafts. You also get all of our rankings, all the tools, everything you guys will need. During the season, you'll get rest of season rankings, weekly rankings, dynasty updates, anything that, like, we're going to have dynasty trade value chart updates coming very soon. For those of you guys listening to this video, are probably very interested in dynasty. Our new trade value chart update will be probably coming out next week. I'm going to do a dynasty trade targets by position. We'll do an update to the trade value chart before the season starts. I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to get those final trades out, get those final buy lows in before the season begins. All of that is available in the season pass, and that is linked down below in the description of this video. But
also,
what's up?
BMAC with the unhinged.
Yeah, BMAC with the unhinged comments is also, try knowing him in real life, because that's more like what it's like.
I fucking love BMAC.
Yeah, he just texted me. He's like, hey, when you're back home, let's go hit a workout and grab some lunch, because he comes to my town a lot. Okay, P. Sanchez 1235 taking this year as a rebuild and have moved pieces to do so. This trade plus add Dante Thornton.
So Reed 2026 early to mid second, Jacoby Myers.
I'm taking Garrett Wilson here.
I think you need a little bit more. It's just like
he's getting Wilson here, I think.
Oh, go get Wilson.
So, and he's saying this year's a rebuild. So I'm assuming you're trying to go secure a solidified asset.
Yeah.
He also left a $20 super chat here, so I'll just quickly look at his
Start
team.
10 team as well. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, like this is the team that he has guys to wait. Is this the
He's
Wilson
first place team?
Is this him?
Is he first place?
I don't see Reed on this team. Maybe he already did
P.
this.
Sanchez. Go down, maybe. Is he Matt Zach?
This guy is Wilson on his team. I don't see Reed on his team for whatever reason, but if you're getting Wilson to add into this group, I would feel really good about it.
He move Reed already?
Maybe he did. I'm not sure.
Well, he said this 4 days ago, so maybe he moved Reed for like Josh Downs or something.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, but either way, this trade on the table is a good one to go get Wilson, especially in that situation.
P. Sanchez, Pablo Sanchez.
Yeah. The Doan zone. So Shane Doan. Jameer Gibbs for BTJ and James Conner.
BTJ and Connor.
This is a redraft 2 quarterback question to be full transparency.
We've been answering so many dynasty
This time of year, we're going to have to really read that bottom part.
This becomes very interesting in a redraft league. 2 quarterback league. We got to keep that in mind. 10 teams start 9. So, and a half PPR as well.
So he already has Evan Sutton and DJ Moore at receiver. If he were to move BTJ, that would be what he's left with. And you would be upgrading and going from Connor Achan to Gibbs Achan, which to me, Gibbs Achan is like a superpower running back duo, to be honest.
It is, but Evan Sutton and Moore, is that good enough at wide receiver?
That's
a really close trade.
It's a very close trade, just on face value, in my opinion. You look at a 3rd overall player, a 12th overall player, and a 61st overall player. That's a pretty even trade. But then also, again, keep in mind that it does say 2 quarterback down here. I don't know if he misclicked, but we don't have Superflex redraft rankings in the expert rankings right now on the site. So
I'm trying.
If this is a Superflex, does that change your opinion at all? Because he does have it listed here as 2 quarterback. It's just that our default expert rankings and my rankings are not Superflex.
Right.
We do have Superflex rankings in the manifesto, but on the site, the other creators, I guess, don't want to do Superflex rankings.
The other thing too, I have BTJ at 10, and I have Connor, I think, a little bit higher than you. So,
yeah,
I personally would be cool doing or staying with Connor and BTJ. I mean, it's tempting because I've contemplating moving Gibbs to my 102, so it's very much a very good deal. I just don't know if you have enough at wide receiver if you make this. That's my problem with it. Can you get like what other receiver does he have on his team outside of Gibbs? Like, I'm not saying.
Well, he's got Evans and Sutton and DJ Moore.
Not him. The guy that has Gibbs.
I see. Okay.
So check the team.
He doesn't have it loaded in. So if he has a throw-in receiver that you can grab from him, like, does he have an upside Ricky Pearsall that you can throw into this deal?
Downs.
Jaden Reed. I doubt he'd give you like an Igbuka type.
That would be awesome.
If there was somebody that's an upside unknown, and this is a casual league, maybe he'll throw that in on top of Gibbs. But to me, I'm comfortable giving this up for Gibbs. I would do this if I was in his position.
I just don't think he's got the receiver firepower to do it. So I would decline. But I mean, that just goes to show you if we're split, like this is a very good trade.
Yeah, it's a very fair trade overall across the board there. So definitely a good one. I want to just quickly try and refresh here because I think a couple people did submit since we started going live. And I believe, Ginger Ale was the one who did that. So we do have a couple team reviews. Again, apologies to you, Select. We'll get that to you after this stream is over because it is on Flea Flicker and we can't use the My Teams feature with the Flea Flicker League. So we'll send that to you separately. But we're talking about Ewan, his team here. He said, I finished a full teardown, rebuild, and won my league for the first time last year, 6th season. So you finally got over the hump.
Look at that value.
I've positioned my team to be young with the intent to restock rookies every year. However, my quarterbacks and tight ends have underperformed. So first of all, like Danny just made reference to, you are 12,000 more valuable than any other team in your league. So that's excellent. Would I be better served trading picks for vets at those positions? So I guess he's basically asking, can you help me solve my onesies a little bit more? Because I mean, the receiver and running back core, I don't need to say a word about.
You know what's funny too?
What's up?
He says, solve my onesies like he's still not 3rd at tight end and 8th at quarterback. It's not like they're like even train wreck situations. I know what he means because it's like my running backs and wide receivers are just so far ahead of everybody else that I want my quarterback and tight end to be there.
It's like the ugliest supermodel at the fashion show, like your situation here. It's like, okay, well, Hawkinson's so much uglier than CeeDee Lamb and Bijan Robinson, even though he is technically like a pretty decent sized positional advantage at tight end. I mean, the answer that we say on teams like this all the time is consolidate your assets. You have the 110 this year in the rookie draft.
Go have fun is our favorite phrase.
Yeah, you have the 110 this year at the rookie draft. You also have, 7 deep of great wide receivers. And then even beyond that, you have a couple decent wide receivers.
And that's the thing. It's like consolidate. 10 team, start 8 PPR league. It's like you have too much depth for your own good. Go to the guy that has 11,000 in value. Go to the guy that has agents of or whatever 12,000 in value. It's like these guys, they don't have depth. You do. You leverage that depth.
This guy right here, he has Lamar Jackson. It's a one quarterback. This is not a super flex league, by the way. It's a one quarterback league. So go get Lamar Jackson off of this guy. He needs wide receivers and running backs in the worst way. He needs
everything except for Lamar.
If you offered this guy Brock Purdy plus the 110, because you have the 110 in the rookie draft as well, and you threw him
Pittman.
I'd be willing to give him 110 Brock Purdy, Zay Flowers. Like it's I mean, I guess you want the Lamar Zay stack. So maybe you give him Jameson Williams and he would give you give him Mike Evans back on top of Lamar Jackson.
Maybe he'll throw you in Njoku in that.
Yeah, maybe he'll throw you in Njoku. Like, I don't know, dude. In a one quarterback league, go get a hammer. That would be my first thing. Go get a hammer. And if you have to overpay for it, because you probably will have to, given the strength of your team, no one's going to want to trade with you. Go get Lamar, go get Allen, go get Hurts, go get Jaden Daniels. Go get one of those guys who project excellent from a redraft perspective. And then at the tight end position, that one should be even easier, to be honest with you. If you take TJ Hawkinson plus the 110 and another piece, how close does that get you to a Trey McBride, to a Brock Bowers, to a Sam Laporta, even potentially? I mean, 110, you might even get one of the rookies falling to you if you just stick and pick at that selection. You might have Warren or Loveland in striking distance.
If my laptop wasn't freezing, I was going to go pull up the monster graphic.
Oh, dude, do not pull up that graphic. I hate it.
Dude, look how slow my laptop is right now because it's on such low power.
Yeah, your laptop might be cooked here.
I think it's because we're in the same outlet.
Yeah.
I'm getting cucked.
Yeah, maybe you should maybe connect it to that outlet over there and just use the power bar, the extension cord. You can go do that right now if you want.
Because I'm at 6% and it hasn't moved up in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, just use this extension cord that Andrew bought for us and then get it going. Yeah, shout out. So what else do we got to I'll look at the chat for a few minutes here. What do we got here? How are the tea leaves looking today, boys? Yeah, that's a Danny question right there, I think. Here, I'm gonna just move your mic away a little bit so it doesn't echo on me in case it's doing that. Let's go. What's good? What else do we got here? Why don't you just use the extension cord? What do you need to use the power bar for? There's an extension cord right there. You don't need. Yeah, you're good. Doing any free vouchers today? I missed it that one time. Yeah, I mean, if we got some time to, we definitely can. We are going to a comedy show in a little bit, but I think we may have some time to fire out a free voucher or two. I regret not trading Hampton for a 2026 first, second, Judkins, and Tank Bigsby. Yeah, that's a pretty good return, getting Judkins plus a 1, a 2, and Tank Bigsby, but I still think that could materialize in your favor, holding Hampton in that situation. What's going on, Dennis? Bush seems like a sauna cold plunge guy. You fucking bet, J Metal. I absolutely am a sauna cold plunge guy. Of course, submitted for the boys. We appreciate you, AJ. Probably the most submitted. Him and you and Arthur definitely have submitted the most teams for sure. With our promo code. Yeah, AJ, you better be at the meetup, bro. I'm trying to go set for set with you, dog. Petunia said spa's actually a few minutes from my place. It's pretty sick. Actually, you and the wife will love it. Yeah, we love the Scandinave spa in Collingwood. And the Boda spa that's like on a ferry in Montreal. There's a spa there and it's fucking awesome. If you guys ever go to Montreal, go to Boda and it's like a spa that's literally on a boat and their food is like excellent too. They have like a restaurant there. It's so good and it's like an excellent time if you guys are just looking to relax.
I might have to go to a spa. I've never been.
And they said get pizza after in downtown Whitby at the Tuscan Wolf. Incredible. Okay, nice shout out from Petunia here. Hey, Petunia's planning dates for me. Shout out, dude. Shout out. What's the biggest difference between prioritizing between a redraft league and an underdog? I mean, you don't have to worry nearly as much about falling behind at wide receiver in a redraft league as you do on underdog, mainly because you start 3 wide receivers on underdog every single week and you might not in your redraft league, but also just because the receiver values are heavily pushed up the board as a result of that.
Also, shout out Jake. Loves y'all stuff, by the way. Just found y'all. Yeah.
Boda is a tourist trap. Hey, I like spas. All right. You can see it from your window. Shout out Ocho in the chat here. Just living in Montreal. Just calls me out for falling for a tourist trap. Hey, I like spas. So it might be a tourist trap, but I think it's great.
So Jake, CD Jefferson Gibbs 104. We would each have different answers. I would say the Lambster himself, and
I would say Gibbs. Yeah, I would say Gibbs.
Give me Lamb.
Okay, let's get back to the team review that we have here. Again, pretty straightforward. Go trade for hammers. Go to the Lamar manager, who's all the way at the back there. last place champion. This guy is Kittle. You could go buy Kittle from this guy. That would make some sense. We're bunnies of death. I mean, you could go after a Drake May or something if you wanted to, but I'm honestly not even fucking around. This guy, like, go get guys that are already proven studs. Brock Bowers.
You have nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah. You can sacrifice value. If somebody really wants to like fleece you, quote unquote, and they're like, hey, for you to upgrade from TJ Hawkinson to Brock Bowers, I need TJ Hawkinson, Jameson Williams, 110 in your 2026 too. Like, I'm totally fine paying that in a team situation like this.
Hey, pay 110, 120% if you need be. You've already collected value. What more value do you have to get? Go get players that can win you the championship, because at the end of the day, we talk about market value, we talk about trade value, we talk about portfolio value, but at the same time, there's value in just winning some cash.
Yeah, and not to mention you have both. Like, CeeDee Lamb is both portfolio value and production value, as is Drake London, as is Marvin Harrison, as is Bijan Robinson, as is Jahmyr Gibbs, and so on and so forth. So let's move on to the next team that we have here, which is from Chef.
Chef
1322. Yeah, he is another brag team by the looks of it. Actually,
it's pretty competitive at the top.
It is competitive at the top. He said made a ton of moves during the startup draft since January, February. So this is a new startup, hasn't had its first season yet. Any moves in to make moving into the season? Only one that I can think of is to tear down from Hurts to gain a QB plus wide receiver plus pick. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really love tearing down from a guy like Jalen Hurts. Kyler plus Ladd. I mean, that's an interesting offer, but I still would probably prefer Hurts there. The guy's apprehensive. I was able to take Jalen Hurts at 109 in the startup. So if you're able to get Jalen Hurts in a 2-quarterback startup, you should not sell him because he's worth more than the 109.
Yeah, so let's take a look here. Start 11 half PPR, 0.75 tight end premium.
This is an exceptionally good team for fresh out of a startup. I don't know how you got all these players on one team, because if you took Jalen Hurts at 109 in the startup, my question to you would be, how did you get Bijan Robinson, who's my 108 in startups, and how did you get Malik Neighbors, who's my 107 in startups?
You cooked. That's how.
Like, this is an exceptionally built team, because if you
why tear down from Hurts? You've already crushed them.
You can win this league in year one. You can win this league. Nobody has an exceptional team yet.
Great team.
This is an outstanding team. Not to mention,
I also do see, to be fair, he doesn't have his 2026 or 2027 one, so I'm assuming he probably got aggressive and maybe traded for one of Bijan or Neighbors.
But like, still, how do you get Harrison and Achane then?
Exactly. Like, even still, like, I mean, even despite not having your picks, it's very clear on the Flock Analyzer, there's a reason why you're the number one team. Anytime you see that number one next to your name after a startup draft, you got to be feeling pretty good. It's
pretty hard not to be a competitive top 3 team in your league when you have the number 1 running back core and the number 2 wide receiver core, and in a super flex league, the number 4 quarterback core. Like, yeah, your tight ends, David Njoku, Evan Ingram, I'm totally fine with those guys. Like, you can get by with those guys, no problem. So, like, I get why you would maybe want to tear down from Jalen Hurts, because maybe you feel like you're lacking some depth, particularly at wide receiver at the beginning of 2025, because Addison's suspended and Ayuk is coming probably not until week 7. But you can get by with some guys. Like, you can use Chase Brown in your flex for the most. I mean, like, that's a crazy statement in and of itself. But you could mid-season, let's say you get a guy pop up on the waiver wire, send a 2026 3 for him to get you by in your flex spot until Jordan Addison's back on the field, or until Brandon Ayuk's back on the field, or whatever. Like, this team's in great shape, dude. So personally, I would not make a Kyler Murray for Ladd McConkey swap down from Jalen Hurts, even though I don't think that's necessarily a bad offer. I think Kyler Murray is a lot more of a risky asset than Jalen Hurts is.
100%.
And even though there's a world in which Kyler Murray outscores Jalen Hurts this year, I do think that Jalen Hurts,
in all honesty, like, what, a 1% chance that actually happens?
I mean, given how Kyler has played the last couple of years, I do think it's probably pretty unlikely. And Jalen Hurts being, it's so hard to outscore a guy who had literally a better season than every season of Kyler Murray's career except for one last year, on 2,900 passing yards and 18 touchdowns through the air, because of what he represents with the tush push.
Unstoppable fucking play.
It's impossible to outperform Jalen Hurts unless your name is Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, or Jaden Daniels, in my opinion. Like, Joe Burrow barely outperformed him on a 40 touchdown, almost 5,000 yard season last year.
So Scribble says Kyler and Ladd feels fair. I would agree in like overall, but at the same time, I just personally, given the context of this team, would just rather have Jalen Hurts. That's where it is. Like, again, it's no discredit to Kyler or Ladd themselves. It's more so credit to Hurts, because having a potential 23, 24, 25 point per game quarterback, for me, it's like Kyler, if he hits, would be, oh yeah, he hit 21 points per game this year. Like, I don't see him crushing in the way Jalen Hurts could from a point per game basis.
Yeah, I think he's probably a low 20s guy if he were to get there. But I do get the appeal. You have Harrison, like you get the stack. Then I don't think I would personally do it. Also, I should maybe move us out of the way just because we are kind of blocking the picks a little bit. So I'll just get us out of the way there.
Also, yes, it is crazy to take CMC at 104 over CD and Gibbs.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, no, Chef, you absolutely crushed this team again. Like, I wouldn't feel pressured in having to tear down from Hurts because I genuinely think once you get this team onto the field come Sundays, it's going to be hard for any team to compete with this.
Yeah, dude, honest to God, as long as you're able to weather the storm without Addison the first 3 weeks, you are going to be just fine. I don't feel the need to go trade for any depth or anything like that. Again, worst case scenario, you suffer a preseason injury or something, you can send a 3 to a guy for like a mid-round, late-round redraft type of asset. Like, could a 3 get you Darnell Mooney right now or something? You know what I mean? Like some piece that could maybe weather the storm for you for the most part. I would say you're in really, really good shape. And also, I want to just put Sawyer's comment on the screen because I really appreciate this. He says, you two are probably aware of this, but what separates y'all from the pack of the other creators is how data-driven y'all's rankings and takes are. So helpful every year. Yeah, really appreciate that, Sawyer. That's definitely something that I aim to do with my own rankings, and Danny aims to do with his rankings, is that I don't want to just say shit to say shit, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that will do that, which is fine. I mean, there's people out there that say that they have a vibes-based take that ends up becoming true. Yeah. Like it's happened to me where I'm like, I just think the vibes are off here, and I'm not going to draft this player for that reason, and it ends up being the correct thing. But I do want to.
Why do you think I dropped Tyreek as far down as I did in my rankings?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, the vibes-based analysis is something I just don't want to. I don't want to participate in. I want to. Archetyping wide receivers and shit, and then going from there and working backwards, to me just makes more sense.
Exactly. It's like you start off with the data, you start off with understanding it from an actual objective basis, and then from there you add subjectivity into it based off what the context around it is telling you. So you can, for example, I mean, like if you're just going off the data of last year, Puka Nacua has to be the 106 or 107. But because of the vibes, we don't know what's going on with Stafford. Like, it could go negative or following that. Like, that's a subjective case for fantasy where if you didn't follow the emotions, if you didn't follow the actual buzz around it, you would just say, well, Puka Nacua is very clearly the best player on the board. You also have to acknowledge that human emotions should play into some decisions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I think you can make the argument that based off of the data, Puka Nacua should be picked ahead of Jefferson. Yeah, based off the data, he outperformed him in points per game last year.
If there was no Stafford stuff, I had Puka Nacua as my wide receiver 3.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I've recently dropped him because like it's starting to get a little bit concerning.
Yeah, the player archetypes are going to smash. I mean, they were en route to being like legendary smash rate last year. Had Godwin not gotten injured, had Rice not gotten injured, those guys would have improved the hit rates of those archetypes even more than they already were. There, have y'all seen that nut, the fantasy counselor? Yeah, I mean, he's just for entertainment, in my opinion. But what's up?
You know, I live near him.
Right? Oh yeah, I did know that. There are creators who just yell at everyone about how they're right. Yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to say that I make dumb decisions all the time. You guys witnessed me make a very high profile dumb decision in the Flock League last year. A couple, actually, the trade that I made and the Garrett Wilson over Justin Jefferson thing. But you know what? I thought that was an educated risk to take, and a lot of people told me I was wrong to take it, and that's fair. But I went down swinging, and I will own my L's. I will own my L's.
A compliment that Avery gave us is you guys are convicted. Like when you do believe something, like you're willing to put like the skin in the game and show people, like, yeah, I'm going out and doing this. Like a lot of people will say it, and then maybe when push comes to shove, they don't really believe it. It's like, when we believe something, it's because we looked into it and we are confident in our opinions.
Yeah, and I
appreciate Avery for pointing that out.
I yell that Devontae Smith's the single best pick in fantasy this year. Well, guess what? He's my highest drafted player on Underdog. So if he's not the single best pick in fantasy this year, no one's going to feel it more than me.
I mean, you guys have heard me glaze Travis Hunter so much. I have 35% rostership of him on Underdog.
Yeah.
Also, Babyface, the vlog is actually posted. So after the shame, if you want to check it out, I don't know if Mason wants us to.
Let's. If you guys haven't seen the vlog, go look at it because I don't want to spoil it.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody that was planning on watching it. But let's just say the Derby order was quite fun to decide. Also, Riker, appreciate the kind words. Just found you guys yesterday. Have been watching nonstop. You are fantastic. Gibbs or Lamb at 103. I mean, every time we get to ask that question, it's going to be different answers. I will go Lamb personally because I like the opportunity bundle of the potential running backs at that 2-3 turn. And for you, you just think there's a possibility that Jahmyr Gibbs is the guy you need.
Yeah, that to me, it's just Jahmyr is the guy that you need. And one thing I will spoil about the Flock League vlog is that me and Danny will not have to wait too far in between picks. of each other. That is the one thing I will spoil. That'll give you guys some intrigue going into that. Is that you might have if you're trying to tune into FSE, you might not have to wait too long to see each of us pick. But let's
How close were we last year? Like 4 picks apart? 3?
We were 2 picks apart, I think, last. Didn't you?
I
Where
was
did you pick?
106.
I was 108.
Oh, you were
so
108,
yeah,
okay.
we were really close last year.
Yeah.
But Chef knows what he's doing. We can move on to the next team
Shout
here.
out Chef, and again, fellow member of the Ladster League. We've been crushing over there.
Yep, sounds good. The Raiders will. It says half PPR, but there are additional premiums, half for wide receiver, 0.75 for running back, 1.25 for tight end. So a little odd tiered PPR that he has there.
Start 14.
Okay, yeah. So
Wow.
this is a deep lineup, but a shallow amount of people in the league. That's a little bit of a weird combination. Usually it's 8 teams, start 7 or something like that.
Interesting concept. Like, I don't mind this.
Yeah.
This is different.
Because it's a sharper way to play if you only have 8 sharp people. Like if people are like sharp and they want to, have their takes.
The team values look so insane because it's an 8-man league, so obviously they will be. But like usually I'll see in a 12-man, I'll see 49,000, and it'll be like 20,000 plus ahead of anybody else. So
yeah,
I'm ready to see some monsters right here.
Our taxi squad can have 6 players for our 15 bench. My taxi has Damon Martinez, Dylan Gabriel, Terrence Ferguson, Aronde Gatson, Xavier Restrepo. I like all those guys as stashes. Also, what should my goals be for building team the next 3 years? Okay, so the Raiders will. On the team, what are we looking at here? Is it the autumn wind? Gotta be. Yeah, the autumn wind was a Raider.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 team again.
Wow.
So having Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, Kyler Murray in an 8 team super. It actually says 3 quarterback. I don't know if you see that right there. It says Dynasty 3 quarterback.
3 quarterback.
So I don't know if this actually is
it's 3. A start 14, so I'd believe
maybe there's 2 super flex spots. That's probably what the case is.
So 2 super flex spots, 4 wide receivers.
This is actually the first time I've ever seen anyone submit a team that has 3 quarterbacks in it. I've never seen this before. But Josh Allen, Caleb Williams, and Kyler Murray, I'd have to imagine, and it does say you are the number 1 there. Not only are you the number 1, I can't imagine anybody. I mean, this guy has Jalen Hurts, Drake May, Dak Prescott, so that's really good. Lamar, Justin Herbert, Michael Penix is also pretty good. But
this is fascinating.
This is a fascinating league dynamic because it is so shallow, so everybody's got great players, but you do have to be sharp enough to like have good depth as well. Genty, Hampton, Henderson, you feel great about those young running backs.
Even
Drake
like
London
Tracy off the bench, you feel good.
This is a young team minus George Kittle. Honestly, this is other than George Kittle. This is a really young team. So this is kind of, I would call this a very good like house money start because beginning of the season, you have some rookie running backs. Is it all going to work out for you in week 1 through 4? Like where, Hampton's an RB1 already and Henderson's an RB1 already? I would say probably not. This is one of those teams where come week 3, week 5, week 6, I'm like maybe willing to make some moves, maybe willing to sell off some players if I'm not doing well, maybe willing to buy some players if I am doing well. So this is like a patience type of team. And I think his question kind of exemplifies that too. He said, what should my goals be for building the team the next 3 years? So you're not really focused based on that question on immediately winning the championship because you have young receivers like Ted McMillan and Ibuka are two of your
I can
top
totally
receivers.
See you competing. I mean, I guess like we could
Addison suspended though too. Like I do think this is going to be more of, hey, if you're 5-2, I would consider that a very strong run out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect this team to be 5-2 in an 8-team league.
It depends how acclimated these rookie running backs get early. Because if Genty's giving you 21 points per game right off the bat, if Omar and Hampton's giving you, 18 and a half, 19 plus points per game, if Trevion Henderson is already an RB1 in fantasy, it's like there are paths where you can see that instant gratification with this team. But the beauty of it is you're not relying on that instant gratification. That's another thing with these young teams. Like it's almost like a cherry on top. If they produce right away, it's a cherry on top because it's like you already invested in them based off their market value. And if they're productive, A, you're going to get that production in your lineup, and B, their market value is going to skyrocket given their age.
Yeah, well, and I've had so many house money teams, and you probably have too, where you went into the season with that opinion. Hey, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll compete, maybe I won't. And then, sometimes it doesn't work out. Like your young players are, Romo Dunze from last year, where it's like he's not producing. So, but he's good for a long-term build. He's just not producing right now.
Reminded me of that clip in the Flock League. I'm like, you're really letting the wide receiver 2 in the Chicago Bears fall because of 230-pound Keenan Allen?
Yeah, no, that wasn't a good age take there. But regardless, I've had teams like that look like this, and then I'll go into the season and Bucky Irving misses 6 games with an injury, and I sell Rachaad White for a first-round pick, and I'm like, holy shit, how did I get a first-round pick out of that? And then you go into the next year, and you're like, okay, now my team is very ready to compete.
For sure. Also,
that's like your worst-case scenario usually is that, I couldn't compete because Henderson was stuck behind Stevenson. I couldn't compete because Najee was a bigger pest than we thought.
And you get
I couldn't compete because Addison was suspended at the beginning of the year. I couldn't compete because Igbuka was a rookie for the first 10 games of the year. But then you're like, well, I also netted an extra 1 and 2 extra 2s because I sold Jacoby Myers and Rashad White when he was the starter for a first-round pick. And then I also sold Kyle Williams for an early projected second. And I sold Jake Ferguson for a mid-projected second because somebody needed a tight end after an injury. And you walk out of the first season, you go, okay, now my team is a horse and I can win the championship easily in year 2.
Also, the lack of caffeine just hit me right there. Sorry.
Yeah, Danny is going to need a coffee in the system here pretty soon. But yeah, I think you've built this team very smart. I love the direction that you have. It's very clear that other than George Kittle, who's a little bit older, who if you do get out to a slow start, he probably won't be a reason for that because he projects very well this year. And you could probably sell him off. Let's say Loveland specifically. Colston Loveland probably gets out to a slow start because he's a rookie tight end.
Yeah.
Let's say
he could, but
let's say he does. In this situation, you could probably sell George Kittle to the Colston Loveland manager.
Man, I'm not going to spoil too much about Loveland because I see Nathan right there, but I think he can get started really early. Nathan's looking at me. Wish the best. Appreciate that, Moon Knight.
Yeah, he said Bush sold Rashad for a first. I'm guessing you and that guy are no longer on. No, I actually did that. I actually did that last year.
What league?
The Comedy of Errors League.
Oh, fuck.
I sold Chuba Hubbard for a first in the championship week as well.
Damn.
I sold Jacob Sanderson, sold me the 111 or the 112 because he was in the championship. I think he ended up winning. He sold me that for Chuba Hubbard in the championship. But I got a first from, I'm not going to name names because it is another analyst. I got a first from I gave him Rashad White and I gave him something else. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't anything consequential. I think it was like Xavier Legette maybe or something like that.
I'll type it on my phone.
Yeah, you could type it on your phone if you want, but I did get that trade done, and that's what happens when people are desperate during the season. People will give you assets for productive players, and Rashad no, it wasn't him.
No. Do I know him?
Yeah, you know who he is. Rashad White was not taken over by Bucky Irving at the time that I made that trade. I think it was week 4, week 5. And then Bucky shortly took over after that. But Rashad was still the starting running back at the time.
Fair play. Give yourself a pat on the back. That was
I mean, it feels good. Feels good when you do stuff like that for sure. But for every one of those, you have Jackson Smith and Jigba, Kareem Hunt, and Bucky Irving for Brandon Ayuk, like I did in the Flock League last year.
Oh man,
that was brutal.
No,
man.
It is quite hilarious how every single trade in the Flock League that everybody said, oh yeah, that guy got ripped off. That's the team that ended up winning the deal.
Yeah, no, if you guys go back to the comment,
except for the Jefferson one,
yeah, your trade with Mason, Nico, and Waddle trade, everyone said you got ripped off. My trade with Zach, I gave him this. This sounds so bad in hindsight, but I gave Zach Kareem Hunt was fresh off the waiver wire. He was a throw into the deal. He ended up being really solid, usable RB2 production last year. Bucky Irving was a handcuff at the time. Amari Cooper, kind of mid, wide receiver 3 type of production. And Jackson Smith and Jigba was starting to break out, but he was still probably considered a wide receiver 2 or so.
Yeah.
I gave him that for Ayuk, who had good usage, was a buy low candidate for a lot of other fantasy analysts, not just us. A week later, Brandon Ayuk blew his knee out, and Bucky Irving 3 weeks later took over the starting job, or 4 weeks later took over the starting job. 2 weeks later, Kareem Hunt took over the starting job in Kansas City. Amari Cooper, I think Zach may have traded to somebody else at some point.
Sal probably.
I think he traded him to Sal or something at some point. But then JSN for the rest of the season was basically a wide receiver 1 from that point on.
If I remember, he actually it was to Sal for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, it was. No, he gave him something else.
No, obviously, but like he was in the deal with Sal for Jonathan Taylor.
The Rico deal was the best one because the land guys legit. I'm going to call them out because I thought this was the softest shit I've ever seen in my life. The land guys adamantly texted me as the commissioner of the league to veto that deal. That Danny got Jonathan Brooks in exchange for Rico Dowdle. And Rico Dowdle, I think you gave him some fab or something too.
I gave him like $30 or $50 fab and Adam Thielen.
Yeah. And not only was Rico Dowdle way better than Jonathan Brooks the rest of the season, but Adam Thielen and the fab was better than Jonathan Brooks also.
Yeah, literally, anything was better than Jonathan Brooks. The empty roster spot was better than Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah, so that's crazy, man. The fact that they wanted to veto that trade when even at the time
they called me out for taking advantage of a dev and then made clips saying like I was a scum of the earth for taking advantage of Joe.
It's crazy, man. Because I mean, I think that the trade that me and Zach made was far worse.
100%.
But yeah, at the time, you just never know, man. That's why vetoing is stupid. Like we've always talked about this a long time.
And
vetoing is stupid.
And poetically, Rico Dowdle was in the deal that got Josh Allen, who scored 52 points against me in the playoff winner go home.
And Joe made the playoffs.
Joe made the playoffs, and he beat me in the final week.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm so excited for this year, man. If you guys have not watched the vlog of the draft order, the prize for the winner is in it.
Oh, God, you guys got to find that out.
You best believe that Danny and I are going to be taking that shit seriously based on that prize that Mason graciously is putting up for this
Shout out
league.
Mason, for real.
But yeah, that's going to be insane. Anyways, let's move on because the Autumn Wind is, in fact, a Raider, and he is cooking his league mates at this point in time. Sharb. So we got Zach Charbonnet submitting a team here.
Big Sharb.
Tanked the first 2 years going super young, setting up for next year realistically. What would you do? How do I trade depth pieces? I'm thinking 2-for-1s, adding proven players. Naturally, wide receiver dominant build. Quarterback, Jacobs, Henry, JT, Mixon, Bowers. I need more proven bird in hand players. So he's essentially asking about consolidation options. We can definitely give you some of those. And we'll tell you exactly how we would structure those deals as we go through it. Is this Sharb 43?
Sharb 43, I'd assume so.
It just says Sharb here, so I just want to make sure.
Is there another Sharb?
There's not another Sharb, so I'm assuming it's Sharb 43. He mentioned Jacobs, Henry, Taylor, all these guys. He doesn't have any of these players. I'm assuming he means go get some of them for this team.
Sorry, I'd assume right off.
What are you talking about, sorry?
He said, surely that cash from a sponsor.
Sawyer, no, I don't think so.
No, it's not from a sponsor.
It's not. I know for a fact it's not from a sponsor.
That's what I mean.
I think that's Mason's pocket that came from, to be honest with you.
Which, I mean, if you know Mason, that's one of the most selfless people you'll ever meet.
Yeah. No, they don't know Mason personally, but
if you come to the meetup, you'll meet him, man.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, come to the meetup. And salt of the earth for sure. Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, Jackson Dart, Anthony Richardson is the quarterback core that he has here. So a little bit risky, like one of the riskier QB cores you could have for sure, but a lot of upside there.
Living life on the edge there, baby.
Yeah. Amari and Hampton, Chase Brown, Zach Charbonnet, of course, because his name is Sharb.
Scribbles.
Yeah, facts. Malik Neighbors, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Rasheed Rice, Jordan Addison, Josh Downs. I love the way the receiver core is structured for sure. And then Tucker Kraft, Kyle Pitts, JT Sanders, Theo Johnson. That's like a me tight end core right there.
Oh, dude, and you got my boy Theo?
I feel great with tight end cores like that because I feel like I have so many different outs to have a.
Do I have to start adding Theo to the lore? Because I didn't play against him, but he played in the conference I did for Windsor.
Yeah, you might have to add Theo to the lore, dude. Theo and Noah Gray are like your favorite late round tight end.
They're free clicks in best ball, man.
Guys that you love.
Oh yeah. Shout out Theo.
Yeah, shout out to Theo Johnson. Looking at his team, like he mentioned, he wants to make some 2-for-1 deals. Let's start first and foremost. Do you think his team is in a place where he should be making said 2-for-1 deals? It's a 12-team, 2 quarterbacks, start 10. It is standard as well. It's
standard.
Non-PPR, but a half tight end premium. So I've never seen a standard league, because standard usually is kind of a casual league format.
Yeah.
So standard league half PPR for tight ends is weird to me because I've never seen that.
My advice, honestly, I don't think you're quite yet ready to consolidate much here. I like you have depth, but it's more like if people are buying them like it's proven depth, yeah, sure, you can sell. You can maybe consolidate one way or another. Like somebody's convinced that Tank Bigsby is going to be the RB1 for the Jags, maybe use him in a deal. Somebody's convinced Jaden Blue is going to take over the Cowboys backfield. You can use him in the deal. It's like you have a lot of unproven depth at this point. But if people are already convinced and sold that they will end up being proven depth, that's when I would consolidate. But if they're valuing them like it's still a risk, I don't know if I can value this guy like a guy that can enter my lineup on any given week. If that's kind of the sentiment on these players, I would just rather wait in season. Like if James Cook missed any time, Ray Davis is a sell high candidate there. We mentioned Jaden Blue, same thing. DJ Gins.
Charbonnet too. Like this whole team is
a lot of guys that like are contingency plays right now, but can materialize into real value at the right points in the season. It's just I don't think you're going to get that type of in-season value right now.
Well, yeah, and that's ultimately the first question he asked us in here was, how do I trade depth pieces? And the answer is you wait until they're not depth pieces. Like
you wait until Marvin Mims plays 72% of the snaps and catches a long ball touchdown, you could sell high.
Yeah, like the key is understanding what these guys are right now. Yep. And then what are they in the eyes of your league mates at the right point in the season? Tank Bigsby right now is a hypothetical chance at winning the Jaguars backfield. He is a dart throw on that backfield thinking that maybe he could win the job, or at the very least, he's a contingent 1A, 1B with Travis Etienne, most likely. But if we get to week 3 and Tank Bigsby broke off 2 long runs and has 3 touchdowns, but the snap share is still
Carolina
the same.
Panthers.
But the snap share is still the same, and it's Etienne 60%, Tank Bigsby 40%, but Tank Bigsby is like, looks like he's starting to outperform Travis Etienne, then maybe you could sell high on the idea that he's going to be like the lead back and win people leagues.
Especially in the early season when the only sample size that people have is what's exactly going on in the immediate. I'm telling you right now, I mean, box score selling is really, really fun. And like if Tank Bigsby rushes for 73 yards and 2 touchdowns because he plays the Carolina Panthers in week 1, which again, I understand that it was the pass rush in the clip, but I'm not sure if you saw how their defensive line was getting after CJ Stroud in practice. The Texans offensive line was stonewall in the Panthers pass rush.
Yeah. I mean, if the Texans
they're just not very good defensively.
If the Texans offensive line ends up being good, Nico is going to make me look very stupid, as is Joe Mixon. But I think the Carolina Panthers might just have a really bad front yet again, because instead of taking a defensive player in their defense, there wasn't really one worthy of going at number 8. They took Tedero McMillan, which
they treated themselves,
which may have been the right decision anyways, because you want your young quarterback to take the step forward that he needs to. But again, to answer your question, ultimately, how do you trade depth players? The answer is when they have a spike in value. Charbonnet starts for the Seahawks for a couple games. You sell him plus Keon Coleman, who's maybe breaking out for a bunch of draft capital, or maybe a bird in the hand type of asset that you're talking about. It's just right now, I don't think there's enough here for you to be like, oh yeah, go consolidate. Like this is a good team, but it's not an excellent team.
I would agree.
And maybe getting off of some of the risk of the quarterback core would not be the worst idea in the world. Like if you're not an Anthony Richardson person, like I'm not an Anthony Richardson person.
Can you take Richardson and Dart and go get a more solidified quarterback? Like,
I like Dart as a third quarterback though. So
let me ask you this though: how much on top of Richardson and Dart can get you like Dak?
I mean, does that really help you that much though?
I mean, it may be a younger version of like a quarterback in that tier,
but like, does that really help you that much? Because what I would rather do is take Richardson plus Coleman, 2 risky assets, and see if you can
I think Dart's a risky asset.
I mean, he is too, but he's also could be at his basement value if you really think about it. If he looks good, he could be Michael Penix a year from now. You know what I mean? Where he goes up in value. I think taking Richardson plus like Coleman or Kyle Williams or Bigsby or Charbonnet or something like that, and getting a more solidified running back or wide receiver out of it, selling somebody on the dream that Anthony Richardson could become a top 10 dynasty asset again.
Maybe that's also someone you wait until in season, though, going back to your point.
Yeah, like, what if Richardson rushes for 2 touchdowns the first game?
Right. Like, if you're not ultimately in the position to top and succeed, again, I mentioned a consolidation move. Like, I still personally would feel comfortable sending a Dart and Richardson for a quarterback in that tier. But at the same time, like Corey said, like, maybe you just wait until in season because Dart finally gets announced the starter, or Richardson, he's starting and he rushes in, like you said, 2 touchdowns, or like you said, like there's just a lot of implied plays here. There's theoretical plays that we can't really materialize until we actually see it happen on the gridiron.
Yeah, no, exactly. So this is a team. I want to wait and see how it develops, how it materializes. As we said, Rice, Addison too. Like if you think about it, are Rice and Addison assets that you think are really excellent competitive 2025 assets anyways? They're probably better in 26 and beyond.
Rice in a point per game basis, yes, but agreed in terms of like this year versus next year, both are going to be very much higher picks in redraft next year.
Same with Hampton. Is Hampton an excellent redraft asset this year? Yes, but is he probably better in 2026? Yes. So
you can even make the case that that's the case with Malik Neighbors, JSN, like a lot of these guys,
all these young guys. Like you have a team that is very similar to the one that we talked about with the Raiders team last. Is that, like you're probably not going to be in a rush to compete because you have a very young team, a lot of good assets. See what materializes. Take your profits where you can take them. Keon Coleman's breaking out and you don't really believe in him. Sell him. Kyle Williams had a couple good spike weeks. Sell him. Jalen Coker has a couple good spike weeks. Sell him. Like, I do think that this is the great thing about Dynasty is that you can go into a year with like a bunch of great assets that could spike in value. Because like from Charbonnet all the way down to Damian Martinez at running back, and then from Keon Coleman all the way down to Marvin Mims at wide receiver, there's a couple and even Kyle Pitts all the way down to Theo Johnson at tight end, Anthony Richardson and Jackson Dart at quarterback. There's so many ways and scenarios that if you time it right and you sell those players at the right time, those trades could age exceptionally well for you. Because if Giddens for some reason is starting for the Colts for 2 games and Quentin Johnston's coming off of a 2-touchdown game, you might be able to package both those players together and get yourself a solidified asset like pick capital or like a wide receiver or running back with a lot better of a shelf life who maybe is a buy low relative to a sell high.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's move on to the next team here from Tommy Boy, who gave us a very generous tip here. Appreciate that. And unfortunately,
we will do it off stream.
We will have to do this off stream for you, Tommy Boy.
Just after the stream,
I'll tackle one. You'll tackle one, probably.
We could just record them here.
Yeah, actually, we could just record them here. So Tommy Boy and you select. We will record those team reviews for you off stream just because they are on my fantasy league and Flea Flicker respectively.
Hey, we're in this league.
Yeah, and we are in this.
Consolidation Truthers.
Yeah. What do I need to do to get a running back in this damn league? And AJ has been beating my door down because if you look at my team, I have Devon H.
Are they still double counting Jay Metal's picks?
They are double counting my picks too. So I don't know why the sleeper UI
it's only this league.
It is only this league. It is really strange. The sleeper UI thinks we haven't had our rookie draft yet, which is odd because my 312 that I have there was Jarquez Hunter, who's on my roster. So
yeah, and same for me. If you go up, I think it's counting my second. If you go to my team, I think it's counting my second. Yeah, my 201 when I already have
Tyler Warren on your team. Yeah. So yeah, it's weird that it's doing that. But let's give AJ some advice on what to do with his running back core. I mean, frankly, David Montgomery is a fine RB2 if you wanted to roll with him.
I think he wants like 1 or 2 more solidified options. Like even if he got like another RB2 type of projection plus like a Tyrone Tracy type, like I think that's kind of what he's referencing here. Because outside of those two, like, do you feel confident at all putting anybody else in that depth scenario in your lineup at any given week?
No, and what he offered me, I'll go to the DMs and expose.
So you did get an offer.
He offered me something interesting here. So he said, he said, "Are you interested in Tyreek?" Specifically to me because he knows I like Tyreek, and I said, "Depends on price." And I said, "I don't want to give you Chuba Hubbard or better at running back for Tyreek. Chuba Hubbard, JT, or Devon H. are my top 3 running. So Tracy would be the one that I would want to work a deal around because I don't want to give him Chuba Hubbard for Tyreek Hill.
Don't you have Tyreek ranked higher?
Not in Dynasty, no.
Do you not?
No, in redraft I have Tyreek ranked higher, but not by enough that it would be a huge consequential thing in Dynasty. He said, "What if we work out something for Tracy and ETN?" Well, I can work out something with you on the clock right now here.
You have Travis as well?
Yeah, I have Travis and I have Tracy. Yeah, you gave me Travis in the CMC deal that we did, which didn't really age well for either of us. I mean, it did for you because you ended up winning.
You got the 107 out of it.
I did get the 107, but I did get ETN and Adams, who I eventually sold off of my team.
Yeah, so it was Travis, ETN, Devontae Adams. No, I got Devontae Adams.
Or no, you got Devontae Adams. Yeah,
I got Adams and CMC. You got,
I got Drake May and Travis Etienne. Yeah.
So, I mean, you won that.
Yeah. I could use wide receiver, AJ, but I don't really want to trade for Tyreek Hill. So if you wanted to work out something for Chuba Hubbard or Jonathan Taylor, I would like to do it for one of your better receivers, Pickens or Odunze, or maybe we could do a multiple asset deal for one of the top 2 guys.
Wow, is Bushy going to trade for George Pickens?
I mean, I wouldn't mind Pickens on the team that I have. I also wouldn't mind buying on Harrison or buying on Collins or buying on Odunze if you wanted to work something out there. So once the stream is done, we can talk about that more. But if you're looking for Taylor or Hubbard, which I would imagine the 2 that you're probably
AJ, I got Jerome Ford with your name on it.
Yeah, shout out to Jerome Ford. Yeah, hit me up for a running back here. Let's look at the teams that aren't us for running backs. Who are some of the teams that have really good running back cores that he can maybe go after here?
I think Caleb had some running backs, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Caleb has Alvin Kamara and DeAndre Swift, which are both kind of cheap running backs that you could buy.
Yeah.
In this situation, I don't think it's outrageous to say that you'd want to swap Tyreek and Kamara straight. If you're just looking to reposition that asset into a running back. I mean, he also has Montgomery too, so we could use Montgomery in the deal.
Could you get Kamara and Swift for Tyreek in a cheap piece? Like what were we talking here? Okay, so
Tyreek and Myers.
I don't think I would. I think I would want to go cheaper because I would still prefer Tyreek to Kamara, so I'd want a little bit of a plus.
But I would prefer Swift to Myers.
Yeah, and there's probably not much else there unless like.
I mean, we can't
Theo or Brent Strange even too.
I don't think that's going to really move the needle to anybody. But yeah, going after, I mean, you could also give up like Tyreek for Kamara and like Jawan Jennings.
Yeah.
Or something like that. That would maybe balance things out a little bit more. Or even, I mean, Christian Kirk's not terrible. Cooper Kupp's not terrible. I don't think for like just a
love Christian Kirk.
Just a back end, producer.
It's so funny because when I was on the video with Ron, we were just joking around about like who actually would take Christian Kirk in a best ball team like that. That's like the equivalent of wearing 4 condoms to try to not get your.
Meanwhile, I have like 10% Christian Kirk in best ball.
You love Christian Kirk.
The S Bears team, honestly, AJ seems like your best option here because the reason I say this is because Bucky Irving and Kenneth Walker are right in the wheelhouse of some of your receivers that you could swap GP or Odunze or something for one of these running backs respectively. Like I personally would be okay swapping GP for Kenneth Walker. I personally would be okay swapping Odunze plus a small piece for Bucky Irving if you can get that done. That would be maybe the way that I would play things. And also S Bears is in a position where he's not really looking to compete right now, I would imagine. And him pivoting off of Kenneth Walker specifically because he's the older of the 2 running backs for a younger receiver like George Pickens would make a lot of sense there. And maybe, who knows, maybe he would even throw you Jerry Jeudy back if you threw in a pick or something like that to help him get his rebuild on the road there. So that would be a trade that I would explore. I mean, this guy, King of the Hill, this is Karma Chameleon, I believe, right?
Yes. Maybe try for Chase Brown. But
I just traded him Saquon Barkley for Devon Achane, right? So he's probably not in a position of selling running back production. So he might not be here.
Given the history between him and AJ, it might be difficult to get a deal done.
Him and AJ have had some blows in the chat there.
So man,
don't want to be doing that.
No, that lore is one of the funniest storylines in any of our leagues.
Skull Canada, I think this is who this is here. I have tried and get Jacobs, AJ Brown specifically. I think I tried to get off of him. And he was under the impression that he thinks he can see how this goes this year before he does that. I think that's what he said to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misquoting him from a different league because he's actually in like 2 or 3 of my leagues. He is. So maybe I'm thinking of a different league that he said this to me. But
hopefully he doesn't think this.
Josh Jacobs and James Conner seem like very easy trade targets from this guy's team.
With all due respect, hopefully he doesn't think this team's competing.
Yeah. So if you could go out and swap, would you sell JP for Josh Jacobs or would you want something back? Mm-hmm. I mean, he has Diggs. You could do GP for Josh Jacobs and Diggs.
If that's it,
or GP plus something for Josh Jacobs and Diggs.
Yeah, I would have Pickens at this point a good bit above, but like if you can get Diggs plus Jacobs and you only have to throw in like a cheap piece, like I'm cool with making that move, especially given the motivation that you are trying to get running back equity. But
yeah, like there's options here. I know it's hard. It seems hard to get a running back in this league, but there's options here. Doc, again, respectfully,
I tried to buy
Lamb. I tried to buy Lamb, Henry, and Prescott. I tried to buy them all. I remember I offered him. The trade I offered him, if you guys recall, I did a video about 2 months ago where I sent out a bunch of offers to people in my leagues. I offered him what I thought was a very, very competitive offer for Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Derrick Henry because I'm obviously.
I probably offered more, to be honest. He declined. He said he couldn't let me have them.
I mean, okay, this is what I sent him because I thought it was a really good deal that I offered him because he's in a position where, in my opinion, he needs to tear things down. And I offered him Drake May, Keon Coleman, a 26-1-2 for Lamb, Prescott, Henry.
Let me see what I offered him too. So this is in Tone Starter Truthers.
Yeah.
So let me check Doc. Where is it? Oh yeah, we gotta start adding some logos to some leagues because they all blend in with the colors.
Yeah, we should actually add some logos to some leagues. But I don't know. I thought that was a decent deal because to me, Lamb and Drake May are pretty close in value. So
I offered him Lamb and I would get Lamb and Henry. He would get Puka and Kyron. And I just said, you figured you'd want to get younger because your team's a little bit old. And he basically just said, you forgot the crowbar, dynamite, and blowtorch. I'll be required to get CD off my roster is what he said.
Oh, true. Okay. So, I also offered him for the CeeDee Lamb just for the CeeDee Lamb Dak Prescott stack.
That's a league winner right there.
No Henry in there. I offered him Brock Purdy 2-1s and Keon Coleman.
Offer.
Like I thought Brock Purdy 2-1s and Keon for Lamb and Prescott was also not a terrible offer either.
Also, shout out James. I believe James is chef. James is chef.
Is James chef?
Yeah. I recognize the name from the league.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out James. Shout out to James. But anyways, yeah, AJ, I feel like we gave you a couple good options of who to trade with. Again, you can feel free to beat my door down, but I will.
Chef.
Yeah, there you go. I will tell you for sure, AJ, that if you want to get a running back for me, the ones I'd be most motivated to sell would be Chuba Hubbard and Jonathan Taylor because I want to keep Achane for the time being because he's young and I feel great about him. And I would love to make a deal around one of these middle 3 wide receivers, depending on how we could work it out, who's also a part of the deal and so on. Harrison, Odunze, and Pickens would be the guys that I'd be specifically interested in. I like Tyreek, but I have so much exposure to the guy that I don't want anymore unless I'm getting a significant discount on him.
And if I was stronger at running back, maybe we could entertain something. But I mean, like if you were interested in like a Jordan Mason type, maybe swing it.
I mean, B-Rob might be an interesting option from you.
I mean, it really just depends because again, I'm trying to compete again this year. And obviously running back is by far like my worst, I would say. So I'm kind of just relying upon my numbers at this point because I have Kyron McCaffrey, and after them, I'm kind of relying on, like B-Rob, Mason. Hopefully Jerome Ford maybe gets some run, although Quinshon Judkins coming back maybe doesn't make that as ideal. And then I got a guy like Rashad White listed here as well.
Yeah, and that's 8 Crazy Nights says Lamb, Henry, and Dak for May Coleman. A first and a second seems lopsided in my opinion. I told him I would be willing to do 2 1s for what it's worth. I told him I'd be willing to do May Coleman and 2 1s, 26 and 27-1 for that stack, for that Lamb, Dak, and Henry stack. And I thought that was a pretty reasonable offer.
The way I equate it is like May equals Lamb more or less. So then it's Dak plus Derrick Henry. And then it's like if it was Coleman and 2 1s, I think that would be probably at least like where he would counter.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I offered him that as like the first offer, and then he was like, he was like, I think I'm going to hold because I want to hold on to Lamb for a bit. And I was like, what if it was 2 1s? And he was like, that's a competitive offer, but I'm probably going to hold there. And again, Purdy and 2 1s for the Dak.
Why do I not
Purdy 2 1s and Coleman?
Did you trade Keon Coleman?
Yes, I did trade Keon Coleman. What did you
trade for him?
I traded him in the Achane and Barkley deal.
Got you. Okay, because I didn't see it listed here.
I traded Achane and Keon Coleman for Quentin Johnson and I traded Barkley and Keon Coleman for Quentin Johnson and Devon Achane. Was the trade that I ended up making.
Not too shabby.
I think I may have gotten Godwin in that deal too, because I think I gave him something else too. I can't remember what the other thing I gave him was.
You got Godwin. That's very nice.
What was the deal that I offered or that we did? Hold on.
What was our deal for Chase?
Oh, I gave him DJ Moore too. I had DJ Moore on my team. I gave him Barkley, DJ Moore, and Keon Coleman for Chris Godwin, Devon Achane, and QJ.
DJ Moore has been passed around like the high
school. Dude, DJ Moore has been passed around so hard in this league. It's insane.
Gave you DJ Moore.
Yeah, DJ Moore has been on everybody's team in this league.
What was so I gave you what? Wilson, Moore, and I think Coleman last year for Chase?
Wilson. Yeah, you gave me Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, and Coleman, unfortunately, for Jamar Chase, which sucked. Well, it wasn't Coleman that you gave me. It was the 201 that you gave me.
So initially I was at the 203, and then you said, I wouldn't do this for the 203, but if you can get up to the 201 for Coleman, I will make this happen. I think I sent 203 plus a third to move up 2 spots because I wanted to get Chase because I won for full transparency. I won the championship 2 years ago. You won it this year. And I just wanted like that elite wide receiver to pair because now my wide receiver core would be Chase, Nakua, Brian Thomas Jr., Adams, Olave, and then you kind of get down to like the Cokers and stuff of the world.
Well, and this is what we talked about earlier where we have skin in the game. You guys might be like, why the hell did you make that trade? Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, and Keon Coleman.
Ranked above JJ last
I had Garrett Wilson ranked above JJ in redraft, so that's why I made that trade. So, unfortunately, that did not work out for me. I still won the championship last year because I had Saquon and JT and some of the guys that
I need my get back.
Baker Mayfield and Brock Purdy ran me to the finals. But yeah, the fact that I still won despite trading away Jamar Chase before the season, definitely that hurts that I don't have Chase anymore. It definitely stings for sure.
It makes me sick thinking like I outscored the league by so much. And the 1 week I needed to put up a barn burner, you put up like 200 on me.
Yeah, I hammered you that week because JT had like 45 points and Barkley had a heater. George Kittle had a monster game too that game. Purdy and Kittle stack had a monster game. Mayfield had a big game.
Also, is my team name still FSE? Because originally we're going to share this team.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, originally we were going to share this team, and during the startup draft, one of the guys backed out after Jalen Hurts. He took Jalen Hurts and McCaffrey or something in the first 2 rounds, and then he backed out of the league.
Was it Hurts and Chase?
It was he took Chase, Hurts, and McCaffrey with his first 3 picks.
That was a fucking great start.
Yeah, it was a nice start to it. But okay, let's are we caught up on all the teams?
We should be. I think unless we hit the quick refresh.
I'll hit a quick refresh on it here. Let's go next
if we
question.
Are caught up, you want to mix in a puppy?
I would rather do best ball drafts and a separate stream, and then we can do watchability wise, people will rewatch it, and we can do more best ball drafts tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday or whatever. What day is tomorrow? Saturday. Tomorrow's Saturday. Sunday is the day after. We'll have time to stream 2 hours of best ball drafts another day. So I would say I'd rather just hold And just
plus
keep
we
this
still
a
have 2
dynasty
team
only
reviews
thing.
to record.
Yeah, we still have to do these other team reviews because they're not in this format for us. But when is the flock draft and is it live? So the flock draft is not live. We want to cut it up and have the confession cam and the war room cam and all that stuff. We can't do that live.
There's
it's
just
way too
so
much
much
to plan.
editing power we want to incorporate into that video. On top of that, if we live streamed it, it would also cut back on the amount of people that would go back and rewatch the video. So for us, it's like we want to put all the production into the draft itself, make it into a video. Again, I'm looking at you guys right now. Last year, we had above 250K. That was a fresh channel. I'm expecting now, with all the lore, with everything that happened last year, guys, we are going to make that the best fantasy football video you guys will watch this year. The expectation is 1 million views. Mason said it. We've said it. 1 million views. You guys are going to love that video. And I mean, if you keep showing their support like you have been, I'm not shocked if it does hit that.
I also would like to look at you guys right in the face as well. The FSC comment section was piss poor representation.
Oh, yeah, dude.
The domain guys have their guys in the comment section. Their minions were going wild. The land guys have their minions going wild.
The only comments I got were negative from other fan bases.
I need to see some support for Danny and I in the comment section because it was lackluster at best last year. So
I was a punching bag, and apparently Bush was just irrelevant to people.
I was the most irrelevant human being in that entire league. And very few times did anyone go, like any of you guys, did I recognize you in the comment section.
Yeah.
So I want to see some serious, I'm Team Bush, I'm Team Danny stuff in the comment section because there's way too many Mason minions. And we need to overcome that with some real support here because if I have to see 10 more comments about how good looking Mason is from his channel, I'm going to lose my shit this year. So, because you can't say anything. Mason ratios you every single time on every comment. He'll be like, you'll say something, Mason's the ugliest guy I've ever seen in my life. And he'll go, no, he's not. And he'll have 400,000 likes on the comment because he has all his minions in there.
I mean, it's nuts. I want to Pete. Yeah, I want to see some more support. If you see somebody saying, hey, headband's unbearable, you can either agree with them. I mean, I would if you think I'm unbearable, agree with them, go ahead. Or maybe clap back. I want to see some beefs in the comment section. I want to see some Team FSC going at it. Like I want to see the boys going back and forth in the comments because at the end of the day, that's the whole point of the league. It's all in good fun. If I talk shit about somebody in the league, it's because I fucking love them. And you guys, I'm sure you guys know that if you're watching us, but maybe some people that weren't as familiar with our humor, I would say, our dark humor, maybe got the wrong impression at times.
Yeah, Freak said he's locked in. That's what I love to hear. Frog Clone says, got you. You guys better be. If I don't see you and you were capping this whole time, I'm going to be pissed.
Took a mental note, mental picture, mental screenshot of those 2 usernames. I want to see those.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got good name recognition of your guys' usernames. I promise you I will recognize if you guys are in the comments.
And you guys will see me in the comments. If you see the Ladster YouTube account, you'll know that I'm in the comments myself sometimes.
Yeah, he's locked in. Let's get it. And obviously, Danny and I are going to be natural rivals because we're on the same channel. And also, you hear us argue 65 days a year or 365 days a year. So you guys know we're probably naturally going to be rivals. But let us know in the comments when you guys are in those videos who you want our rivals to be. I mean,
I got one.
Yeah, Danny and Badake were going a little at it last year as good rivals. I was targeting me and Nathan kind of were just a battle of mid last year. So we were kind of rivals a little bit because of that. But yeah, I don't
want it to be everyone versus Mason because
Avery and Mason tried to make it clear and normalize that they were going to be the rivals there. But I got to pick somebody off. Like it's again, I'm going to be rivals with him because we're on the same channel. But Nathan, Sal, the fan, some of these guys, like I need to pick out.
I need someone to beef the fan.
I'm going to be beefing the fan.
Beef the fan.
It's not an FSC video without a friendly debate. Yeah, for sure.
I appreciated that, Dylan. We'll take a second.
Hey, I'll take second place.
That's podium, baby. That's podium,
dude. I will. I'll never be that guy that's like, hey, I want to be your first choice. I'll take sloppy second any day of the week. I will take sloppy second any day of the week.
If she doesn't respond to you at 10:30, just know the lad's ready.
Yes, absolutely. He's locked in. Just like Freak, he is locked in. Okay, we're feeling generous today. 3 Flock Fantasy usernames in the chat. Comment them. And we will give you a free team review voucher. Yeah. 3 of you. We're only going to do 3 because
only 3.
We don't want to give off. We don't want to be here for 3 hours breaking down stuff. But if you got your Flock Fantasy username, has to be with code FSE. If you Flock users come in here. You domain users come in here. You land users come in here.
Code FSC.
Code FSC users only will be getting these.
Yeah.
Okay, Dylan was on that
Yes,
shit. He was the first one to put it in. So
also
that's
shout out Garage.
yeah. Shout out to Garage as well. Wish I had an account. Well, Pete, you can create a free one.
Is there?
You can create a free one.
What's up, yo? We chilling, we grinding. About an hour 20 in, about to tackle a few more reviews. It should be. Yeah, Pete. If you don't already have an account, flockfantasy.com. It could be a free account. Just use promo code FSC, get that in the account, and we will send you a voucher.
Yeah, or you could do what Dylan does and support
Dylan has multiple
He's
accounts.
going to support multiple of us.
Yeah,
here,
he's
so.
a G for that. Shout out Dylan. I mean, Thomas probably even knows Dylan.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, you know,
Mason's editor's walking by and Danny's asking him weird questions. But I will say,
the Dylan that's always in Mason's stream. Okay. I thought I would ask.
Yeah, Dino goes, if you don't have multiple accounts, you're
Real.
kicking out. No, I don't think I can go that hard. Multiple accounts is wild.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure Dylan's only purpose of having multiple accounts is
It's for
free
free vouchers.
vouchers for us. But you know what? He's in here a lot.
Ambiguity.
For sure. Hey, Danny,
Correct.
so you played fantasy or you played football with Chase Brown?
So I AB what?
Antonio Brown.
What? Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. He's saying
no,
he's saying like fullback or something. Can you grant the vouchers? Because I can't.
yeah,
do it,
yeah,
'cause
that's fine. Yeah. So when I played against them, I was linebacker then, and then once I got to high school, that's when I played both fullback and linebacker. But initially in rep leagues, I was mostly just linebacker, and then I eventually made the switch because they saw I was 5'9" and would run through a brick wall, hence my concussions.
Yeah, actually, you know what, Danny? We haven't consulted this, but I think this is a great idea. The loudest FSC supporter for our specific team. So if I win or if Danny wins, pick your favorite, pick both of us. Don't really care, but it will probably bode well for you to pick your favorite because if you are the loudest supporter, I will give you $500 of my winnings. If you're the loudest supporter in our chat, in the Flock League, I will give you $500 of the 10,000 winnings that we win for winning the league.
For sure.
So if you guys are the loudest supporters only, I need to see you there every week. I'm all team Bush. I'm all team Danny, whatever. I will give you a good portion of those.
If I win 10 grand, I'll do the same.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I spoiled it.
Yeah, there you go.
Fuck. I mean, you guys can watch the video and find it out now. But yeah, that is the grand prize we were talking about. It's quite a hefty figure.
There you go.
And you guys can get in on it, get some equity.
Okay, can you grant those vouchers?
Yes. Also, one thing, Garage is saying before we leave, go walk the grounds at the Capitol. It's a really incredible park and historical site across this. Yeah, no, I'll mention it to Mason. I've actually never been there. But yeah, no, that sounds dope.
Okay.
Let me go grant the vouchers.
You grant the vouchers.
Corey's going to have an aneurysm.
I'm going to have an aneurysm because I told him 4 times.
Yeah. I was reading comments. Come on.
I know, but that's what I was doing while you were supposed to be granting the vouchers.
Okay. I get it. Also, I love how my freaking bandana guy's in the corner now on my account.
Yeah, there you go.
Here.
Okay, so Swaggy, what is it? Swaggy Dylan? Swaggy Dylan 25 is the first one that we got here. So he's going to be getting one. Shady Sands is going to be getting one as well. Shady Sands, a classic. And then who is the third person in here to put their shit in the chat? Preston W11 is my flock names, and Freak said he's going to be supporting us. So you know what? We're going to be ripping that. And Ambiguity, yes, we are ripping vouchers.
It was 25, correct?
It was, Swaggy Dylan 25. So voucher created successfully. Dylan, you should have a voucher. Shady Sand is Shady Sands. You should be able to see it. No problem. He's submitted a million teams before.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Shout out Shady.
So Shady Sands getting one. And then who else? Who was the other one? Preston W 11 was the other one here.
Yep. Sent.
Zeno says, "Can I get one?" It's just Zeno. You know what? Zeno, we'll give you one too.
We'll give a fourth.
We'll give a fourth.
Preston W11.
Yeah, you got Preston's there.
Yes, sir. I believe so.
Yeah, and shout out to Preston. It looks like
season pass.
Season pass, yeah.
Yes,
Preston was on a monthly before, and now just the season pass. Love to see it.
Appreciate you, brother.
Dylan said, "Danny, you gave me 2."
Oh, that was an accident.
Well, I mean, Dylan, just use one of them right now if you can, but I guess you just.
I think what happened, it was lagging, and it must have clicked twice.
Yeah, well, Dylan, looks like you just got a free one.
Yeah, you just
2 free ones.
You just got Skuma. I just got Skumas. That's a fine. What was the last one?
Ambiguity wants one too. Give Ambiguity one.
I think because it was lagging, I might have clicked it a second time by accident. Which one, by the way? There's a no subscription and there's an inactive.
Click the inactive one. That's
Inactive,
probably that
bet.
one.
I'm assuming there is 2 ambiguities,
Why is
unless
this thing pressed in there? Okay, there you go.
there. Here, I believe this is the correct one.
Yeah.
There's two of them though. And there we go. It didn't send twice.
There we go. Ambiguity, we got you one. Okay.
And Zeno said one?
Yeah, did you put Zeno's in that or no?
Let me put it in.
Okay. Okay, Zeno, that'll be the last one that we send out. I think.
What was Zeno's name?
Zeno, just Xeno. Zeno, yours is not showing up on our end. So if you did not, if you are not a code FSE user, we cannot see you.
Yeah.
If your name is, just double check. If you go to your My Account page, make sure that your thing says Zeno. Unfortunately, Hannibal Heck, we are probably going to cut it off, but we will.
Yeah,
we'll do this again. Don't worry. We'll just make sure
worry.
You guys are watching these Dynasty decision streams.
The more often you're in these streams, the higher likelihood you'll get one. That's for sure.
Yeah, Rylan again, a little bit late on the draw there. I'd love to give you one. You're obviously 100%. An OG, but
shout out Rylan.
Yeah, we do want to end the stream in about 25-ish minutes. So if you got your voucher and you want to submit right away, go nuts. We'll get it covered for you.
Let's give the people a rough look. When are we planning our next DD stream, you think?
I would say probably about a week from now, give or take, because we're not going to be back from Austin until basically Tuesday. I mean, it's Monday night that we get back. Basically Tuesday, we're going to have picks 1 to 4 strategy, 5 to 8 strategy, 9 to 12 strategy, risk ratings, ESPN values, Yahoo draft strategy, sleeper draft strategy. It's going to be a hell of a week, fellas. If you guys got a draft coming up this weekend, which I imagine a lot of you guys are going to be drafting this coming weekend, not the weekend that we're having today and tomorrow and Sunday. This coming weekend, I'd imagine a lot of you guys are going to be seeing your drafts coming up, and then Labor Day weekend, I would imagine, will be the biggest draft weekend of most people's year as well. So
yes,
we're going to make sure we're bringing the heat next week. And of course, if you guys have not already checked out all the content we've been putting out for the last couple of weeks, go ahead and check that out. Superflex strategy stuff if you're Superflex players. #1 draft strategy video, obviously, that I do every year. Everybody loves that one. We all have the 0, double hero wide receiver, all that shit live. And the rankings videos are dropping over the next couple of days. The tight end one dropping about an hour from now. For those of you guys that are wondering, tight end tier list dropping later.
Got some good nuggets on that one, so make sure you watch that.
Wide receiver and running back ones will be dropping tomorrow and Sunday, but keep in mind the wide receiver and running back ones were recorded prior to the Judkins and the Rashee Rice news, so that would be the only thing that's kind of out of date from those there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if anybody's submitting teams, we will answer some more in the short term. We did get a team review from Ambiguity, so we got Ambiguity on deck here. And we should be good to get to his team. Let me just, is it going to refresh for me?
Also, have you noticed that, Zufa, who submitted to the clips?
Yeah.
He's actually been running his own TikTok, like doing similar style stuff.
Oh, has he been? I don't know.
He showed up on my page a couple times on the Latzer account.
Yeah.
Shout
okay.
out Zufa.
So we got, again, Tommy Boy and Select. If you guys are watching this, we will get you covered after the stream is done because you submitted Flea Flicker and My Fantasy League, and they just don't really go well in live streams. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, great name from Ambiguity here. He is #1 in the analyzer, like you can see. 31.
And he said he was going to do this super team, but this was easier. So the fact that your non-super team is still #1 is a good spot to be. That's for sure.
Yeah, brother, this is a great looking squad. Amen. I mean, you are a little weak at QB 2 and 3, given that, McCarthy's a little bit of a riskier proposition and you don't really have a legitimate quarterback 3 on this roster at this point in time. But I mean,
it's not too urgent given the demographic of age on this team.
Yeah, no, exactly. You got a young team, Genty, Hampton, Henderson. Are you going to expect the best production of those guys' careers to be coming in the first 10 games of their rookie season? Probably not.
I guess let me ask you this on this demographic, because they have, Genty, Hampton, Henderson, like very, very young team overall. Would you engage to see? Because again, I technically speaking have it ranked the opposite way, but I'm sure in most league markets, can you get Joe Burrow and transition him to a young quarterback plus?
Danny thinks Joe Burrow's 37 years old.
It's not even about him being old. It's about like if you can get Drake May or Caleb Williams plus a good bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that in principle. I just personally love Joe Burrow, so I probably wouldn't do that. But if in principle you were like, hey, somebody would be willing to give me Drake May in a first round pick, Caleb Williams.
Those are free smashes.
I mean, I don't think that's a smash by any means, because Joe Burrow is a sure thing. You know what I mean? Like that's Drake May and Caleb Williams, we think are close to sure things, but they're not a sure thing. So
there's a very real possibility we're taking either those guys ahead, and you just insulated a one.
Okay,
so.
Well, for what it's worth, you could have said that about Anthony Richardson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields,
and you had sell windows.
Yeah. You did, but like if you sold Joe Burrow for Anthony Richardson in a first last year, you're probably hating yourself at this moment.
Sure, but I would argue back that Drake May and Caleb Williams are not Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not. They can throw the football, but people were excited about Richardson too. So,
absolutely, and I think the common denominator for Fields and Anthony Richardson are maybe we should stop vaulting completely lackluster pocket passers up tremendously.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's what I learned.
But any moves in terms of things that stick out to you? You said they just transitioned to a super flex this year, and that makes me want to go buy a third quarterback right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because people, if it just happened, if they just transitioned now, the value of the quarterback position is probably not where it needs to be for an actual super flex league.
Given this team, again, what type of quarterback target are you looking at? Because I think someone value, like if you had like a Bryce Young, maybe
Bryce Young was the first name that came to my mind. A Bryce Young, a Penix,
and you have Ted.
Yeah, you have Tedero McMillan. Like, who has Bryce Young in this league? Let's go see if we can track down the Bryce Young manager. I think, there's the May team. I mean, you could have potentially shopped out there. I mean, Tua would make some sense, but he's a little bit on the riskier side. Jackson would make some sense, also a little bit on the riskier side, though. Put it in reverse, Terry. That's hilarious. Kyler again.
What's that even from?
It's I don't remember, but I back it up, Terry. Throw it in reverse is all I remember. Yeah, it's just like a meme, I think.
Oh.
So this guy has Bryce Young, Cam Ward. It's unfortunate he's got a young team, so he might not be like looking to move off of these guys. But maybe he's thinking, I got Chuba Hubbard already. I don't really want Bryce Young too. Cam Ward would also make sense for his team as well. JJ McCarthy, Joe Burrow, Cam Ward, I think would be a good quarterback core to go after. So maybe send out some offers to this guy. He doesn't really have a great running back core. He doesn't really have a great wide receiver core. You have a dearth of depth at that position. Maybe Calvin Ridley would, like, if you go after Bryce and he has Cam Ward and you offer him Calvin Ridley plus for Bryce Young, he would then be like, Cam Ward, Calvin Ridley stack. That makes some sense for me. So that would make a lot of sense. I mean,
you got a bunch of twos, a bunch of threes to play with if you need to as well.
Yeah. And conversely too, if you wanted to offer him Tet and take Cam Ward off of his hands, you could go Cam Ward plus from his team for McMillan. And then he would have the Bryce Young McMillan stack.
Yeah.
If he, what would you want on top of Cam Ward for McMillan? Because it's like relatively a close tier in terms of rookie draft and startup costs.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he gave you, like, I don't think I'd probably need something more than Hubbard.
Pearsall?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd probably want something more than that. But I guess in principle, maybe somebody who's really high on Pearsall might want to do it.
What would you need to move down from the 104 to like the 106 or 107 in rookie drafts?
I think I would do it for Hubbard or Pearsall type of valued player.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It's not a slam dunk by any means. Like maybe you just want to hold McMillan and that's it. Like maybe you come up with like a better deal that's like McMillan plus something else for Worthy and Ward. Like then you're getting like a real needle moving type of assets as opposed to like a Ricky Pearsall who you're like, I feel okay about him, but he's not like excellent or whatever.
That makes sense.
But I'm spitballing deals right now. Again, we're trying to, I think getting a quarterback 3 at this very moment would make sense because it's not super flex brain yet.
And on top of that, I mean, you're set at running back, you're set at wide receiver. You have 2 tight ends that we believe in. Yeah. I mean, overall, I think you're set up in a good spot. Not really too much I really need to add here. I mean, you're the number 1 on the analyzer. You have depth across the board. It's just if you can get, a cheapish quarterback 3 because maybe people aren't fully on board with the super flex setting yet, that is definitely something we should look at. But unless you have any closing thoughts here, I think we can move on to Dylan.
Yeah. Again, number 1 on the analyzer. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep trying to make some incremental gains if you can. And let's move on to Dylan's team. In the analyzer here, where are we looking at? Dylan's team is Swaggy Dylan 25, and he's number 8 in the analyzer here. He says, thanks, y'all, for this. I got sick yesterday staying off school because of that. It's still weird to me that kids are in
mid-August is insane to me.
In Canada, we don't go back to school until after Labor Day. After Labor I've never, ever gone to school before Labor Day in my life.
It's always like September 8th that our school
like my birthday is the 4th of September. My birthday is almost always growing up was either the first, second, or third day of school, or it was the weekend before school started.
Speaking of Labor Day, by the way, I might have to go again to the Cats game because every year Labor Day hosting the Argos, and everybody I grew up with just heads into the end zone and has some drinks.
Yeah, Danny's talking about Canadian football.
Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Yeah, the CFL, our pro football league. That I've literally never watched a single pro football game in Canada.
I'm not even joking. Just go once for the experience. You go to a game, even if like you wanted to come to Hamilton, we could go. Just go to one for the experience because like it's just a different way of football, and it's cheap enough to the point you may as well try. Like, dude. A couple years ago, we got tickets on like the 30-yard line, 5 rows from the field, and it was like $35 we bought the day before.
Yeah,
like
it's not a bad option for sure.
Oh, yeah. Hamilton's
Pete,
actually good this year.
Yeah, Pete, how many snow days do we have? I would say roughly between 5 and 8 on a big snow year, and then 2 to 4 on like a slow snow year.
When I was growing up, there was a lot more, but sadly, given the global climate, probably not as many snow days nowadays.
Yeah, Danny's making global warming takes. I don't actually know if that's the reason for it, but it's definitely
it's a narrative I just ran with.
Yeah, it's definitely it would vary year to year. Like I remember there was one year, I think it was like when I was in grade 5 or grade 6. We had like 10 plus snow days. There was like an insane year.
Dylan's ADHD, his brain is kicking in. Not even into the review yet.
Okay. Anyways, this is a house money like build. Early first next year, so that should be an elite RB next off season. Any trades, pivots, up tiers, all that kind of stuff. Love the content, and it's honestly really helpful.
You, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you. Dylan in the chat has.
Let's take a look.
So, yeah, house money type of build, definitely the right way to go about this. I mean, you probably know this, but you got to shed David Montgomery types off of your team. Once we're in season, you should get good value for a player like that. Because people will see him like first 3 weeks of the season. He'll probably have like 3 touchdowns or something like that.
For sure.
You could probably sell him high at that point in time, pivot into more draft capital. Let's say David Montgomery plus Jawan Jennings, who gets out to a hot start. Can you get in the neighborhood of a future first with those two guys combined? Yeah. Can you get in the neighborhood of 2 twos and a young player with those two assets combined?
And Dylan said he's been trying. So if that's the case, if you've been trying, it's not been really fruitful so far. I'm a wait is the correct.
I wouldn't even try right now. To be honest with you, like in most leagues, people aren't going to pay up for an older asset until they see them producing, which is the sketchy thing for you is that if he doesn't produce, like let's say you and I, that Gibbs step that we might be expecting where Gibbs is now a 70% snap share running back, that would devalue David Montgomery because David Montgomery is coming off a much better year than that. So yeah, ideally you'd want to just get that risk off of your team, but it also can work in the inverse where Gibbs goes down for a couple of games and David Montgomery himself is enough to he's worth a 1 because he's Jordan Mason from last year. He's worth a 1 because the production.
Yeah. I saw people shed 1s for Mason, like in leagues I've been in. I saw a league. I think I'm not 100% certain, but the nuts and bolts of it was I saw basically McCaffrey and Mason get swapped in a deal.
Yeah, no, dude, people were selling 1s for Mason last year at this time, and Zeno said it should be working for him now. If you want to go double check on that.
Yeah, so we already have 5 for this stream, but Zeno, you're in every stream. The next stream, if you commented again, we'll get into you one. It's just I'm starting to get gas. I think after this 5, I'll be, and on top of that, we have 2 more to record after.
Yeah.
So we're probably done for reviews, giving out vouchers today. Obviously, if you guys pay for one, we'll touch on it today. But in terms of the free vouchers, like we'll probably give one out whenever we're live next week. It's just, no caffeine in me's kicking my ass right now.
So Hannibal Heck says, I'm new to the stream. What is a house money build? So what a house money build is you are in a position where you could you're indifferent if you compete or not, because you're in a position where you could compete if things break right for you, or you're in a position where you're like, I'm good if I don't compete. My team's very young. I have draft capital. Like if you look at Dylan's team, I wouldn't say this is like a perfect house money.
Check Timmy's team. Who's Timmy?
Okay. Well,
Timmy's probably the number. Oh, Timmy Sippos.
So this is his pick, I think, that he has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Timmy Sippos. I wouldn't say this is a guaranteed early first. I would say this is probably a mid first, and actually could even have downside to be a late first if things break right for this guy. But it is a shallow team. A couple of injuries happen, and he could definitely be in the early first territory. But I wouldn't lock that in as an early one. I'd say probably relatively 105 to 108 would be what you're looking at.
Which again, still very valuable. I mean, you also have an extra second that you built up in 2027. It's very simple to me. I mean, you have your young core. I mean, May, Purdy, Thomas, Marvin Harrison Jr., Ted McMillan. That's going to be the core that you build around. And obviously, if like Jaden Higgins takes a step, maybe we can consider him in that core. For now, he's more so young depth, but Overall, I mean, you have a strong shell. It's just David Montgomery is sticking out like a sore thumb. And who knows, maybe you do also have a sell window for Rashad White, sell window for Rico Dowdle because Chuba went down, sell window for Jerome Ford because Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson, maybe they're apprehensive giving full workloads to right away. Like there is opportunity in season where maybe you can chip away and, get seconds, get thirds, or if you're very lucky, you package a couple of them with like David Montgomery and get a 1. Like that's the best spot to be.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much your only course of action at this point. That's pretty much all you can do at this point in time.
So, also, Joe, when we'll be streaming next week. So we get back on Monday. We're not 100% sure what exact day that it would be, but I guess probably between Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, we usually don't stream Dynasty Decisions unless it's like 5 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday to Thursday. And it does totally depend on how many reviews we have in the chamber, too. If we have no reviews next week that people, bought or used review vouchers. And again, we haven't said this entire stream. You do get a free review voucher for signing up annually on the site as well. If you sign up annually for a Mother Flocker package with promo code FSE, you get a free live review voucher for that. And you have access to the site from now until next year at this time. So you'd be covered all through the redraft season, all through the season-long content, all through the Dynasty rookie season, all through the rookie draft content, and pretty much all of next year's redraft draft guides and stuff too. So it would be a really good time to sign up for that reason. But yeah, you get a free voucher with that as well. But we it will depend completely on when we have enough reviews to go live and do it, but it probably will be Tuesday at the earliest, Thursday probably more so at the latest, unless for whatever reason we're just getting absolutely no reviews.
But I mean, overall, unless you have any closing thoughts, I think it's pretty standard. Montgomery, Rashad White, any type of fringe liquidity at running back / depth that you can sell, you want to try to liquidate into some picks. And maybe if you have an opportunity and you can get younger from Njoku, again, I love Njoku. I think he's a stud. But at the same time, if he's like the tight end 3 across the first 4 weeks and maybe a Warren or a Loveland are getting off to a slow start, and you can try and add, Njoku plus pick liquidity, maybe a 2 and like another piece, and you can go out and I mean, what if the cost is like Njoku, Ayuk, and a 2? Like I would be willing to go and spend that on a Loveland or a Warren.
Yeah, I mean, you might even get it for less than that. You might if Montgomery has 4 touchdowns in the first 3 weeks. Montgomery and Njoku and a 2 might get you one of those young tight ends there as well.
Yeah, Ayuk during the season, he's probably going to start the year on the pup. I would be shocked if he really played before like week 6 or week 7.
Yeah, they already pretty much said he's probably not going to play until week 7.
I mean,
I'm willing to buy Ayuk during the time that he's on the pup, like let's say week 4, because people are so obsessed with what's immediately happening during the season. Ayuk might be available for really cheap price tags. So I personally have been of the opinion that if you draft Ayuk, you should be willing to hold him until at least week 8 to week 10, so you can kind of see how your investment's paying off. But right now, I would not be looking to sell him at this point, and nor would I be looking to do it when he's not on the field. I would wait till he's back on the field before I started to sell him.
For sure. But yeah, keep plugging away, Dylan. You got the strategy. Obviously, you are in basically every stream, so I know that you're taking the information in well, and keep plugging away, brother.
Yeah, and you can submit your team, that extra bonus one that we gave you by accident. You can submit that at any time, Dylan. We'll cover it for you next week, but you can submit that at any time. It doesn't matter, like, because you said, let me know when you guys want me to submit that. Like, literally just submit it at any time if you want to. We'll just cover it in the next one.
Also, shout out Shady on top of the review. Did give a kind tip, $20 tip there, so appreciate you there. Just checking in to see if there are any final moves I should make before the season starts. Feel like I've been waiting, but maybe there is a buy low candidate that would benefit my team. Can't wait for the FSC bounce back in the flock.
Yes, sir.
Amen, brother. Amen.
2024 was practice.
And don't worry, you guys will see the bits. I'm sure Corey will do his own bits, how he's going from last to first. He's going to make that comeback. And my bid is just simply going to be, hey, I completely invested into my training staff. We are not going through the issue of starting 3-0 and losing our top 3 receivers again. I'm just not letting that happen. I'm making sure those guys are on their P's and Q's. We're, softening up the hamstrings. We're getting the rollers going. Like, we're not risking any type of finicky bullshit like a hamstring strain or a neighbor's concussion or don't get me started. I mean, I personally yelled at Patrick Mahomes for that dolphin dive.
Yeah, you did. You screamed at him. You screamed at him for that. And Danny will yell only slightly less this year than he was yelling last year. And
don't worry, the helmet will make its return.
Yeah, the helmet will make its return. I need to step I apologize to you guys. My clip game was weak as shit last year. So my clips need to be stepped up in a major way.
You're a closet comedian. You need the bits.
I am trying to be a closet fake comedian here. And I need some real bits to go. Like Zach just absolutely ran laps around all of us last year. And I think everybody's planning on stepping their game up in that regard. So yeah,
And-
I need to, me specifically, because 90% of my clips were like, yeah, like, I lost this week, but we'll see what happens.
It's like if you're on your
every one of my clips was like
if
that.
you're on your
last
A
year.
game, like you got the bits to be able to compete like from a pure like bit standpoint with Zach. And for me, it's like my bits are just being an emotional big bastard and getting overly invested, which isn't really a bit. It's just who I am. But I obviously, I dramatize it a little bit. But when I say dramatize it, it's more so like you're listening to a phone on full speaker and you plug it into the stereo, or into the speaker. Sorry.
Yeah. Also, Brian, it would have been awesome to meet you, man. Congratulations on the new baby, and I'm glad they're doing well for you. But yeah, it would have been, if you're 30 minutes away. We might be back next year. We might be back. We don't know if it's gonna be Austin next year. Thomas, the editor, hates it. Might be Austin next year. But if it is Austin again next year, definitely come down.
Thomas, you not down for Austin again?
Yeah,
Las Vegas would be hype.
See, you're just like Mason. You go.
Vegas would be fun.
Vegas would be fun, but you go, Mason's just so lazy. He wants to do it in Austin because he lives here. And then you go, I want to do it in Las Vegas. Like, where do you live again, Thomas?
He lives in Cali, no?
He lives in Vegas. That's what I'm saying.
Also, are those the exact socks you wore in the thumbnail last year? Because I remember the mismatched socks. That's typical. No, that was one of my funniest things last year is the thumbnail. It's just like, it's so funny because you just see Thomas in the front with the smile and the mismatched socks.
We said it was going to be the thumbnail.
That thumbnail crushed, though.
Yeah, no.
Corey looking like he's constipated.
It's because I was trying to crouch below everyone because I'm like up in the front. I'm like, I got to like crouch and shit. But yeah, no, dude, I'm so excited. Like, you guys have no idea how excited we are for this Flock League draft. Thomas, do we have an ETA on when the draft vlog will be live? Tuesday is what Thomas just told us. So we're going to draft the team tomorrow night. If you guys are at the Flock League meetup, I believe our plan is to bring the draft board with us, potentially. Give you guys a sneak peek maybe at who's on the teams. And
just don't spoil it for everybody else.
Don't
go tweet it out and shit.
I think if you're coming to them.
Oh, is Mason? Oh, Mason is tweeting it right away.
I have no idea.
No clue what
I have no clue what Mason wanted to do with that.
I'm telling people not to in case Mason didn't. I'm not 100% sure.
I know what Mason said initially was we'll bring the draft board to the meetup so that the people who come to the meetup will get a sneak peek at it. So that might mean that he's not planning to tweet it this year. At least not the day we draft the team. I don't know. Maybe he is going to tweet it, but
I think it should be more of a secret because it adds anticipation for the video.
And the meetup people get a sneak peek at it too. That would be the other.
As long as they go out, they don't go out and tweet it out. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but anyway,
I got the sneak peek of the Flock League. Here's how it goes. There's a script.
Yeah, there's definitely a script. So Shady, this is the team that we're gonna break down, and then we're gonna head out of here. Thanks, gents. Just checking in to see if there are any final moves I should make before the season starts. Feel like I'm best waiting, but maybe a buy low candidate. Yeah, okay. We already talked about this.
I mean, before going into it, I mean, clear great bar to be at. Number one team in the league with a good discrepancy. I didn't see exactly how much, but looked about like 4,000 or 5,000 there.
Yeah, 5,000 give or take.
Yeah, so
discrepancy. So Shady's in great shape here. He got a great tight end core, one of the top in the league.
This is such a Danny team.
Warren Kraft Pitts, love that for the tight end position. Neighbors, McConkey, Hunter, Marvin, JSN, Lave, and Ayuk. That's a mix of both of us.
Literally
honestly.
though,
because Neighbors. I mean, I think Ladd is higher in I have him at 9 in my dynasty wide receiver ranking. So I think that's me who's higher on him. You're obviously
move him above London.
No, London's at 8 for me.
Oh, I know you moved him over.
Who did I move him over?
I don't want to say it.
Who did I move him over?
I'm not saying it because I'm disgusted a little bit. I'm disgusted a little bit.
I moved him over Nico Collins in my dynasty rankings, so that's where Ladd is above my.
I didn't want to acknowledge it.
And it's simply because the window that you get when you draft McConkey is a little bit more wide open than
counterpoint.
Collins.
What percent?
He goes 5 picks after in redraft.
Counterpoint. What % chance did you put at Nico actually outscoring Jefferson this year?
0.
I disagree.
I don't think Nico outscores.
See, that's the disagreement.
The disagreement is that I don't think that Nico is going to be. Nico in my rankings is my 13th overall player.
Dude, I
in redraft. And
I absolutely hate superstar 6'4" receivers.
Me too.
They're
dude.
awful.
But Ladd in my rankings is my 18th overall player. If there's 7 spots discrepancy between them in redraft, and Ladd McConkey is 2.5 years younger.
Counterpoint.
And on his rookie deal still, I'm taking McConkey in a startup because he keeps me more flexible.
Nico's too low.
Yeah, Nico could be too low. You're very much in within your rights to say that.
Hannibal's offering to meet up in a terrible place like Philadelphia. Thomas, thoughts on them having the meet up and draft in Philadelphia?
I think I'd rather stay in Canada, Hannibal.
Thomas trying to be nice, not rather do Canada.
I'm not kidding, dude. Montreal would be sick. If we did this in Montreal, it would be sick.
Oh, yeah.
Montreal would be dope as hell.
Montreal would be dope.
Montreal would be dope. Toronto's kind of a shithole. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
You're
Toronto's
not gonna be able to move anywhere.
Toronto's not sick. It would actually be way better to do it in an area like where me or Danny are from, where it's more of like a suburb or like a smaller city in Canada.
Mason would never sign off on that.
No.
Look at Thomas's face.
But,
he's like,
but a great big city in Canada to do would be Montreal. 100%. Montreal would be a lot of fun.
No bullshit. Like Vancouver, Calgary, Montreal, like those would actually be like elite spots.
I've never been to Vancouver or Calgary.
From what I've heard, they are like
Vancouver's
really
a bit of a shithole too, from what I've heard, to be honest.
Really?
Though. Yeah. If we did it in Victoria, BC.
I know Calgary's really nice.
Yeah, Victoria, BC would be good. Or like East Coast. Like,
I'll be honest,
like
we're just not going to win.
Or Newfoundland.
We're just not going to win the argument on bringing it to Canada. I can tell by Thomas's face.
No, you guys, you Americans are going to be like, I don't have freedom there. Why would I go?
Maybe Hawaii.
Maybe Hawaii would be sick as fuck.
Dope.
Hawaii would be sick as fuck.
Oh man,
Hawaii. We got a lot of choices, and it's about time. Honestly, we're bitching and complaining about having to fly 3 hours. The Australian guys may be getting a little bit of a break on the next flight. Would also be nice for them, and Hawaii would give them.
If it was fine weather, like a different time of year, Austin was fine too. But this is specifically bad city to be in.
Yeah,
especially mid August when we're here. Yeah, it's beautiful in Canada at this time of year. Yeah, how is Vegas an improvement on that?
It's dry.
Yeah,
that sounds worse.
That sounds worse to me.
That sounds.
I've never experienced dry heat in my life. The only places I've ever been to that are really hot are humid places like Mexico and Texas.
Dylan's saying do Cali. I mean, Cali is an option.
Yeah, there's a couple California people that could be down for it, and Mason obviously likes some California
Mason
too.
Loves Cali.
Yeah, y'all doing a best ball stream today? No, we're gonna probably do that. I would say we're not gonna say for sure. We're gonna do it tomorrow or Sunday. It will be one of the 2 days. I'm not exactly sure. And to be honest, I'm leaning Sunday because I don't want to be wiped for the actual draft.
Oh yeah, dude. We don't want to wear ourselves out for the
I would say the meetup is not until the evening, so I'd say we'll probably do the best ball stream on Sunday. I would imagine.
Also, Stoney gave clarification. It is a start 17.
Yeah, Nathan goes, we are not going to Canada for the Flock League.
Start 17, by the way, for the Raiders team.
Okay.
We'll touch on that after we finish with Shady, but that is insane.
That is crazy, yeah. Okay, so Shady, we got to give you some actual advice here because you did tip us here. So 2 tight end league, by the way. 2 tight end league. I didn't notice that. 2 tight end league, and you have Ward and Kraft. So you feel pretty good about that. Pitts and Mayer as the backups there. And then 12 team start 11. The team is in great shape. The wide receivers in great shape. The running backs in great shape. He said, basically, do you have any buy low candidates? I guess the only buy low candidates I'd have for you are at running back because of the strength of your team in other positions. I mean, you could go after like a Bryce Young, or you could go after
Jackson. I would say consolidation moves are the way you approach it too. You have so much depth too. If you wanted to make a 2-for-1, I'd feel comfortable doing that.
Like who's first does he have also? Oh, he has the dead last place as first.
Oh my god!
So that's projected to be at least an early first, if not the actual 101. I mean, this guy is Christian McCaffrey. Like, what you could do for this guy,
I'm not giving him his first back.
I mean, what if he gave you Murray and McCaffrey?
Yeah,
that would be interesting to me.
Yeah,
if he gives you Murray and McCaffrey, I would do it.
Or like Rashee Rice and Kyler, and you could throw something.
Well, you don't even need Rashee Rice, honestly. You could give him you could give him a receiver back, and he gives you Rice in return. But like, you don't even need Rice. He'd be like your 6th best receiver.
So Ronald is saying, how much is it to get reviewed? It is pinned in the comments and in the description of the live stream. There are multiple options, I believe.
Yeah. So the cheapest way to get a review is signing up for an annual, because you get a free one and you get site access for the year, and you use code FSE Motherflocker.
But if you are already on the site, then you do have a drop down menu.
Yeah, and if you're a code FSE subscriber and you're already on the site, you do get a 30% discount on reviews. So just go ahead and check that out. Season pass subscribers also get a discount on team reviews as well. So you can check out all that stuff. But yeah, buy low candidates. Is anybody at running back that's just like the buy low candidate of all buy low candidates that you're like, go trade for this guy, he'll make your team better? I guess Breece Hall would be one at
Yeah.
running back that I feel like is just a decent buy low candidate.
Because you have the liquidity to make a big time offer.
Devon Achane would go
I mean,
a
like,
long way for this team
if
as
he
well.
can make that McCaffrey move, I think I'd be interested.
But I mean, it's a start 11 PPR. So if you have Genty and Chase Brown locking down your running back spots, Neighbors, McConkey, Hunter, Harrison, JSN, and then Olave off the bench are going to be in your starting lineup. But I guess maybe he's like, hey, what if Chase Brown goes down? What if Genty is, blah, blah, blah.
Never bad. But then also I would counter with maybe you don't make the move initially, but if you notice, hey, bye week, stuff like that, like I'm kind of lacking in depth. You do have just so much liquidity banked up where you can make that move in season. You can pay maybe the 15% premium because you're at such an advantageous position in respect to the rest of your league mates.
Let me ask you this. This guy's his early projected first. Would you pay JSN plus his early projected first and go get Bijan or Gibbs on this team?
Yeah, I'd feel comfortable doing that, especially if you can get like a little piece back, maybe.
Yeah, like that. Like, let me take a look at who
I would absolutely feel comfortable doing that.
I mean, this guy is Bijan. He's probably looking to compete.
Yeah, go find Gibbs.
Let's see where Gibbs and the other top running backs are. This guy is Achane. Again, he's probably looking to compete as well.
It's probably the 2 or the 3.
Yeah, ideally a team that doesn't have.
Just look at whoever's number 2 or 3 in the.
I mean, this. Wait, is this guy? Wait, hold on.
That guy's got no receivers.
Okay, hold on. Who's first does he have? Mark or Matt's? Because they're both M. Schaefer's. He has Matt's first.
Oh, you got his first.
Oh, so you have this guy's first. You have this guy's first, not the other guy's first. That's confusing because they're both M names and they have the same last name.
This guy might think he's competing. I'm not going to lie. This guy might actually think he's competing, so it might be tough.
I mean, his receiver core is urinal.
Yeah, and he also mentioned it. Wrong Schaefer's on that draft.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
Dude, I agree. His receivers, I would absolutely fucking throw up. Maybe
he might be more willing to make this move because of the receivers, though. Because if you gave him his first back and JSN for Jahmyr Gibbs, he might be willing to do that.
Correct, but that's assuming he thinks logically.
Yeah, that's true. But it's worth sending that offer out.
He could see that core.
He said he thinks he's competing in the chat.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Okay. Well, maybe Gibbs isn't on the table for you. To me, that you should, like, Shady, full disclosure, and anybody who's been in a league with either of us knows this is the case. I will tell you straight to your face if I think you can compete or not. I'll be like, frankly, if I was in your position, I'd probably be looking to rebuild. So I think, like, I'll send the trade and then they'll respond and be like, hey, I'm trying to compete. I don't want to trade Jahmyr Gibbs.
Sometimes I'll just be like, oh, really? With a question mark? And like all that alone, if you just send them like an oh, really, then they like start second guessing it.
Yeah,
like,
obviously if they don't want me to push the issue, I'll just be like, no worries. Like that's what we always do.
100%.
But like I'll just be like, hey, frankly, like if I was in your position, I'd be looking to try and tear things down. But that's cool. No worries.
Hey, Thomas, somebody says they're competing and it doesn't look like a competitive team. Oh, like really? And then they'll start thinking about like, wait, why?
Yeah, get them second guessing themselves a little bit. But yeah, you have so many great wide receivers in your core. You could definitely make some maneuvers. I mean, this Sweetness 170 guy is kind of selling out to compete as well. Maybe you want to go after a Saquon Barkley type. With some of the draft capital you have built out.
Dude, he's got Waddle, McLaurin, Hill, DJ Moore, Barkley. He absolutely thinks he's competing.
Again, if you can find the perfect trade
I'm assuming
partner here, then you could maybe go after Achane. I mean, again, that guy thinks he's probably competing too. This guy with Breece Hall could be an interesting guy to go after.
Full transparency, I'm assuming that like Shady's probably like ventured down those streets because that's how he knows those guys think they're competing, and he probably realized, hey, all these tacos think they're competing. So my advice, if that is the case, because he says he totally thinks he's competing, wait until end season. Because if he sees he's 2-5, maybe he doesn't think he's competing anymore.
Yeah. You might have to wait until his team tells him he ain't competing. And this guy with Amari and Hampton, maybe inquire about him too.
Yeah.
He also you kind of need a third quarterback as well, and he has Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones is a very, very, very cheap.
Definitely wait until in season to see if he's starting.
I disagree. I think buying Daniel Jones as part of this Hampton package, just a sweetener as something that's thrown into it, that's my favorite way to buy Daniel Jones.
Well, yeah, as a sweetener, sure. I'm just more so saying if you're tangibly just buying.
No, you'd be buying Hampton primarily, but you're throwing in Daniel Jones as part of the package. So
what you get?
Hop Daddies. That's what you got.
Enjoy,
food,
brother.
Sweet.
How was it?
It was cool.
The venue nice?
The venue's really nice.
Sweet. Yeah.
We had some good ideas.
Sweet. Yeah. Spicy and Mason and a couple of the guys, we're going to look at the venue for the draft tomorrow. So yeah, honestly, man, I think you're in really good shape, Shady. Continue, like Breece Hall, the guy with Breece Hall maybe might be willing to sell.
Yeah.
Keep on this Jahmyr Gibbs guy. See if you can, offer him a friendly piece of advice that maybe he should consider.
Friendly piece of advice, aka your team is dog shit.
But yeah, anyways, just keep after the running back position. But other than that, dude, I mean, you're in such great shape that you're going to be really solid going forward. Stoney says, I'd like to send y'all the full breakdown of my league with scoring settings. Maybe y'all would be interested in starting a dynasty league in a similar format. I mean, I'm always interested to try something new for sure.
For sure. Damn, catching the end again. Yeah, Arthur, you're a little late, bro. We're 2 hours deep at this point.
Yeah, no, for sure. But we're
Arthur,
gonna,
by the way, you better be at the meetup.
Yeah, Arthur, you're close enough that you better be at the meetup. If you guys want to support us in any way, of course, as we said, if we win the Flock League, we will share some of the winnings with our best supporter in the Flock League comment section every single week. I will track it. I will track how many times I see one name, how many times, how loud they are in the comments supporting us. And I promise you, we will share some of that stuff with you. And I
thought New Mexico was close. My bad.
No, New Mexico is not that close. It's close enough that he could drive, but it would be an absolute mish if he tried to do it. We're going to add comment on the 17, or is the team review over? What do you? Sorry, hold on.
Sorry, yeah.
He mentioned.
Oh, yeah, because it said start 14. He said it was 7. Okay, yeah, our apologies. I mean, he added more context here, so
I already hit next on the thing, so it should be.
I mean, we could just like say that in a start 17. I mean, there's 2 defenses, one kicker.
So it's 2. You have to start 2 quarterbacks, and it was a super flex. And he had, what do you have? Kyler, Caleb Williams, and
3
Allen or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it's a deep format. Obviously, you're going to get that deep format is going to go a long way for you. 2 defenses and 1 kicker. I mean, that's not really going to be as much of a factor. So it's inherently a start 14.
Yeah.
Which is, I believe, what it was listed at.
Yeah.
In the thing.
Yeah, where I think that was the thing, because the 2 defenses and the kicker weren't added on top.
And then the 3-year recommendation was, I think he was on a pace to he was being patient. He's like, hey, what's the 3-year recommendation?
Yeah, he had the young,
very young running backs, couple young. He had like McMillan and Igbuka and some guys like that. It's very much a wait and see and try and make incremental gains throughout the season, because you need to see what your team is telling you. Right, you don't know what your team is telling you right now because you have so many rookie running backs,
that's
so many rookie wide
it's hard to make a
receivers.
determination right now when you have such a young demographic, because both of it is like, hey, if they have in terms of production, they're going to gain market value and vice versa. And it's hard to really know that right now, because they aren't like, as much as I believe in Trevion Henderson, it's not like he's going to outproduce Chase Brown from day one. And you would take Trevion Henderson over Chase Brown in a dynasty startup, for example.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. And again, sorry if that wasn't clear for you, but basically what we were trying to tell you was like, you don't actually know what your clear direction is at this point in time because your team is so young. After this season, you might be like, okay, McMillan hit in a big way, Igbuka hit in a big way. Some of the young players that you had might have hit in a big way, and then you can properly identify your strengths and weaknesses at running back, wide receiver, and et cetera. But your quarterbacks are pretty much locked and loaded. You know that without us telling you. And I'm pretty sure he had a solid tight end core as well, if I'm not mistaken. So,
I think so.
Yeah, you're in pretty good shape there. Again, we are 2 hours into this. We are going to be live Sunday to break down some Best Ball Mania drafts, some puppy drafts if it's still live. So make sure to tune into that. Tight end.
He's asking, yes, it appears to be a good strategy. That's what we pointed out for a start 17 with 14 of them being flex players. You're definitely on a good path there, Stoney.
Yeah, absolutely. Tight end rankings will be live in about 20 minutes. If you guys want to check that out, definitely go do that. Running back and wide receiver tier list over the next couple of days as well. We will be back starting pretty much on Tuesday to rip like number 1 draft strategy from picks 1 to 4, number 1 draft strategy 5 to 8, 9 to 12, risk ratings are live. Oh, also, I did not mention this at all throughout the stream, but the Redraft Rankings Manifesto is going under a huge update at the end of today. So for those of you guys, I'm going to try and get it out over the next couple of hours or so. And those of you guys that are drafting tonight, those of you guys that are drafting tomorrow, those of you guys that are drafting Sunday should have access to that as soon as probably it's 2:38 Central right now, 3:38 Eastern. We are going to have that out. I'll give you guys, I'll say by like 6 p.m. Eastern. That should be all ready to go for those of you guys that have a draft tonight. So, of course, if you guys want to get the manifesto, it is available via the season pass. Annual Mother Flockers get it. Monthly subscribers get it as well. But the season pass is the best one. $34. You get access to all of our draft guides, ours, domain guys, land guys, Masons once it comes out, all of our rankings, in-season stuff, wall-to-wall coverage, basically August through January. That will have you guys covered there. So if you enjoyed the stream, like, comment, subscribe. But with that being said, peace out, and we'll talk to you soon.